I wasn't gonna come out till September. I've been chilling. That means just working hard and shit. But you know, Miss Valerie can send me goddamn cash apps, and I can't take nobody money without doing the job. So she sent me the money, and here I am. Out of her early hiatus, but shout out to Valerie. Much love. Let's get to it.
An African booty scratcher. They said that I cannot speak on the foundational Black American movement because I'm married to a booty scratcher. Which they're entitled to their opinion. That's fine. That's totally fine. But here's what I think about the FBA movement in these movies. Even Tariq Nasheed, ain't his wife like half white or something? Ain't Tariq Nasheed wife like half white? But here's what I would say about the FBA movement. It's no different than the KKK.
Welcome back. The Shadow Band Network. I'm your host. So, Tasha K is clout chasing the FBA. See, when you mention FBA, you get views. Everybody's doing it. But she thinks she's slick. Trying to say the FBA is like KKK for clickbait, rage bait. You know what I'm saying? You know how this shit go. But, this is the end of an era. And everybody's crashing out. Let's get into it. So, Tasha K is a bi-ethnic, or she's Bajan, right? And she's married to a booty scratcher, right? I'm saying she's mad we call her husband a booty scratcher. But she ain't that mad to love him, respect him that much, not to cheat on a nigga though, right?
Unfortunately, in my marriage, right, when it was happening, I stepped outside of the marriage, okay?
Oh, the bitch don't protect her husband from unprotected sex, allegedly. But booty scratchers, where you draw the line, bitch? Fucking up your family and your kids' reputation is not offensive to you, but booty scratcher to your booty scratcher babies and your booty scratcher husband, that's offensive to you, bitch. Really, bitch? Reprobate. You's a old hoe, a horosaurus. To the first degree, you got some fucking audacity. Your priorities is fucked up. I ain't the smartest man. I've never been married. But if I was, I'd rather be called a booty scratcher than my wife to take dick in and around her face. I'd rather, what type of simp nigga is that? He's still married to you, bitch? No, he's an African. No, he need his green card. No, he invested in you. Because, bitch, how dare you? How dare you protect me from people calling me a name and not protect my name from other dicks? This got to be fucking immigrant logic. This got to be immigrant logic because y'all so fucking backwards where you prioritize dumb shit over shit that matters. Like, name calling is more important than you possibly getting HIV or possibly spreading HIV because you fucked African. Like, what the fuck is going on? I could almost guarantee that every man rather be a husband that's a booty scratcher than for his wife to let another man be her booty smasher. And her kids, you know, are bi-ethnic booty scratchers too, baby booty scratchers and shit. So she's acting like she's upset. She just want the attention of us, I'm saying, because she's broke. She owe Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? She's Cardi B bag. So we know the game though, right? This is the thing though, right? See, this is the end of the era. This is the end of the bi era, right? I'm saying we saying bye to the bi era. What you mean by bi? The bi-ethnic, the bi-cultural, the bi-national, the bisexuals. It's bi anything. If you ain't standing 10 toes down in this Black Americanness, it's over for you. So if you have a Bayesian grandparent or Indian or anything that's not Black American, it's over. See, I did some ill shit, right? A while back. I said to be Black American, you have a three grandparent rule, 4 grandparent rule. Now that people are applying that shit to people. So now people who got a white mom and a black dad, we ain't accepting them no more. See, the 1-drop rule is being reversed. We no longer accepting anybody into this class, into this ethnicity, into this culture. For a long time, we've been very diplomatic, very democratic with our blackness. Anybody can join. Anybody that white people reject, anybody that white people put in our communities, anybody that white people put in our face, we accepted as black. Obama, Kamala, and that's just not happening no more. See, with the 4-grandparent rule, the 3-grandparent rule, however you want to, I'm saying, nigga, that's stopping a lot of cultural appropriation. A lot of these mixed people, mixed ethnic people don't have a home. They are a countryless, a cultureless people. And we holding people accountable to our blackness. If you want to be black and support black, you must date black, you must produce black, you must be black. For a long time, we've been accepting Africans and Caribbeans into our spaces who we never asked how they get here or why they here. Because, you know, when there's a few of them, we didn't care. We just, because I didn't go to school with these people. I didn't grow up with these people. They're not really in our communities. So we didn't care. We see a few of them. But now we let the few evolve to a cancer. And now we in stage 4. And now we saying we got to do something about this. Now we need a cure because we've been hosting these parasites for too long, and now it's a problem. It's so much of a problem that we making so much noise that Trump is following through with our complaints. Remember 2 years ago I was saying vote for Trump and all this shit, and he'll get him out of here. We voting for, and that's exactly what the fuck is happening. Trump even quoted me. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what it. A lot of shit that I said, I can't find the clips because I don't go back to my clips like that and clip it like that. I said a lot of shit, but that's neither here nor there. See, what's happening now is these Africans and Caribbeans are making too much noise. See, they ain't like, white people from Europe who come here and they become white. These African and Caribbeans, they don't come here to become black. They come here and they throw their flag. They come here and they play their music. When white people come here, once they're born here, they're American. They put up an American flag. They don't say they're Italian. I mean, some do, but for the most part, they are, American. Europeans come to America and they assimilate to whiteness because the Anglo-Saxon is recognized as the culture and the epitome of whiteness in America. You know what I'm saying? That's why after a generation, they no longer speak the Irish or Scottish or German or Jewish Yiddish. They speak English, American English. You know what I'm saying? When Africans, Caribbeans come here, we don't accept them as assimilating. We call that cosplaying, copying, mimicking, and infiltrating. See, we live by different rules and it's a different narrative. You blend in, we don't really trust you. See, and people blend in, the difference is that immigrant shit always leaks out. See, Europeans don't throw their fucking flags like Africans, Caribbeans do. And that's the difference. And I ain't saying Europeans don't blame their culture, but they hide it better. These degenerate African and Caribbeans can't control themselves. They fucking up our country because they come from fucked up countries. This is their first generation of going to school. First generations of people are having jobs. First generation people in civilization because they come from primitive countries and cultures. See what I'm saying? That's the difference. Where white people accept them because white people get on code and they respect the pecking order. In America, black Americans are the pecking order for everyone, including white supremacy. See, but America is built by black and whites, and everybody else is assimilated to something. The problem is these African and Caribbeans don't want to respect the fucking pecking order and a hierarchy that we are the flagship black. Y'all are just diet black, generic black, want to be black, cosplaying black. You're not the authentic black people. And the problem is a lot of these people want to think that blacks come from Africa. Black, the idea of black, the identity of black never came from Africa. That is an American ideology that started during or after civil rights. We had a black movement, Afro movement. Afros came from Africa. No, the fuck it didn't. Afros was called naturals, and we nicknamed shit. See what I'm saying? Like, we nickname shit. You know what I'm saying? And we call anything. That don't mean it. So I'm saying these people are fucking stupid, though. But let me get back on course, though. We are the elite dark-skinned people or melanated people of the world. The problem is the fucking bottom shelves of dark-skinned people want to be the elite or pretend to be the elite or act like they're not the elite. And they don't want to admit that they're fucking parasites to this country. And the elites want to be separated from the fucking obsolete. And that's what's happening right now. We are the elite in our own country. We don't want to be bothered with these fucking parasites. When Africans, Caribbeans come here, they play the raggedy ass music, say they got their fucking dumbass accents. It's too ethnic, you know what I'm saying? And there's too many of these people who are here, but while they're here, they didn't come here to fight oppression. They didn't come here to fight racism. Though oppression and racism existed hundreds of years before they got here, and they all are aware of this, right? They know they're not us, but they came here on the behalf of white supremacy, right? To work and undermine us. That's why they don't get caught up in the protests. That's why they don't get caught up in the movements, but they benefit off the protests and the movements. You know what I'm saying? They know that when they don't say they black, we don't fuck with them. And they know it's an easier rite of passage to say they black so we can accept them. And a lot of y'all are too easy to accept people who are not American and they admittedly from Nigeria or Beijing or whatever they are, but as long as he's saying things that entertain you or agree with us or that's bigging us up, y'all support them. Like God, a lot of these immigrants, like y'all support them because they saying the right things. And once they get where they gotta go, like Tasha K, once they get where they gotta go, they turn on us, they shit on us. No exception to the rule. This is a girl named Diaspora Wars, right? Diaspora. And y'all be on her dick. I went on the podcast because something was said. I had to say something, but I ran into. I'm saying I don't watch her like that. I saw her on TikTok, but she had a YouTube channel. And shout out to her. It's not hating on her, but her whole thing, she wasn't getting no views before she started talking about this diaspora FBA. She's a Bayesian. No one talks about Bayesian. She has no contribution to the conversation. The diaspora usually about Nigerians, Jamaicans, Haitians, and Americans, and some Africans. I'm saying nobody mentions her, but she's trying to speak for on the behalf of black Americans as if she's an ally. We have no allies. Stop that ally shit. Stop supporting people who are bigging us up. Stop supporting people who are taking our talking points, my talking points, and using it on their platforms to get clout and to get views. Because once they get where they need to be, they gonna fucking turn on. Y'all don't know this. Y'all don't know who the fuck she is. Y'all don't know who the fuck Godfrey was. He used to date white women all the time. You don't know who this woman is. She might date white women. I mean, white women or white men. But y'all supporting her because of what she's saying and her ideas and she ain't saying nothing original. She ain't contributing nothing at all to the conversation, but she's getting clout. See, I think people are allies when they taken from us, but it looked like allyship. See, when she get views, she get paid. When Godfrey get views, he get paid. When y'all support these people, they get paid. And in return, will we get nothing but our energy and our clout siphoned from us, and our narratives get redirected for a purpose that we don't need nobody speaking for us. They're not us. Why are you speaking for us? You're a traitor of your own people. For better or worse, for good or bad, immigrants are incentivized to talk about us or speak on the behalf of us or to get us in a conversation because it's all monetary gains. They're monetizing our culture. No one asking these people to say our narratives or to defend us. And then when shit get thick, they throw that shit in our face. I defended you.
I speak up for you motherfuckers all the time. Most celebrities in Hollywood don't say a goddamn thing about y'all. We're gonna do a measure on blackness. I'll probably stomp most of you. You can eat a dick for real. I'm a tether. I'm a this. All these terms, but
like Godfrey, I'm the only one who defended you. Who gives a fuck? Who asked you? It's incentivized. It's rewards. It's money talking about us and pretending to be us. It's incentivized. There is no incentive to be a fucking Caribbean or African speaking about your own culture. Your culture isn't monetary. It isn't beneficial. It isn't profitable. It's no clout in your culture. You're all culture clout chasers. It isn't viral. Nobody gives a fuck about your individual culture until you mentioning us, till you comparing us, because it's just worthless, uninteresting culture, uninteresting fucking history. It's just insignificant. A culture of insignificant and primitive people need to speak for us, speak to us, speak about us. That's why all these podcasts going viral for clips. They podcasts ain't getting no real views. It's the clips when they mention us. Stop paying people attention who talk about us and talk for us. Either way, they are against us and they using us for monetary gains. Either way, good or bad or indifferent. They are using us. I don't give a fuck how highly someone speaks. Like Farrakhan, I would never support Farrakhan. I don't give a fuck what he did for the black community. He's not of my community. There is no Caribbeans in my community or my mom community where she grew up or my grandma community. Dude, these people aren't enough from our community. These people are invaders who was put here by people who don't want us to have shit. They are incentivized to be in our spaces, to take our position, to compete with us when we didn't even know we was competing with these people. So let me get back to the topic, but I just want to say that these people aren't allies. They're incentivized, and they give nothing to us, and they do nothing for us. Anything they say, we said it first. We say it first. But it just seemed like they saying something because they're not from the culture and they're outsiders. Fucking outsider. 100%. Fuck them all in every category, in every aspect. Fucking outsider. They're not. We have no allies. There is no more invites to no fucking cookouts. That shit is over. Nobody's cool. It's Black American and nothing. See, a lot of these people are coming to the realization that they're all parasites. Whether they speak for us, whether they're a hostile parasite or a nice parasite. A parasite's a parasite. It depends how you like your parasite. Are you cool with a friendly parasite killing you, or you feel a hostile? I'd rather my hostile parasites. See, I'm drawing a line. There is no allies. I don't give a fuck how good they sound, I don't give a fuck how much they're bigging us up. They all do the same shit. Now, the same with Dante Cal. And all these people out of nowhere are fucking parasites. No more of that tether shit. Tether means attached to. All tethers are parasites, whether you like them or not, whether they're cool or not. I be fucking some parasites. I'm cool with some parasites, but a parasite's a parasite. Anybody that comes from a different country to America is a parasite. No exception to the rule. Europeans, Asians, Indians, all parasite, right? These Africans, Caribbeans, we gave them too much humanity. We gave them too much humility. We gave them too much of a voice and an opinion in our community, where the world don't treat them like human, don't respect them as human. Nobody respect an African nowhere in the world, not even Africans. Nobody respect their identity nowhere, not in Asia. Everybody's kicking them out. See, what we did, we lent our political and ethnic capital to them. We gave them black cards, and they using it for division. They ain't using their blackness for nothing good. They only use it to get things, right? I'm saying, as they cause division. Caribbeans and Africans come here and cause division. What type of division? Political division. An immigrant, we have nothing politically in common with no immigrant. You know why? Because we are Americans. They're not. It's in their interest for us to vote for Democratic parties, because the Democratic Party gives them everything and gives us nothing. If we vote Republican, they get nothing and we get everything, because the Republican Party is the patriotic party. When we talk patriotism, they can't speak that same language. What's bad for us is good for them. That's why they're in America. We want reparations. Them being in America is better than England, France, and any other European country could provide them with reparations. The system and opportunities to make money. See, reparation is to make us normal, as if we got everything we deserve without being robbed. So basically, it's us getting everything we deserve because we was robbed, we was oppressed, systematically left out. These people are coming here and living better than they can ever live with any colonial powers giving them anything. Our slavery isn't equal to their slavery. Like, our country was invaded. America, 13 colonies. This is our country. The Native Americans, the Africans came later, but we was here first, right? I'm gonna get to that, how we was Indians first. The colonial powers slaved them too, but they left them their countries. They left. They could have built anything. They built nothing. Our colonizers is still here, and they let other people in. And we built within and without them. We built America with them during slavery, for them during slavery. We built this country. We built our own enclaves, neighborhoods, and cities and towns, and parts of cities and towns after. What was burned down, what was flooded, what was stolen never happened to no immigrant. They got left alone and they did shit with their freedom. A lot of colonial powers, like, Haiti, Dominican Republic, even some African countries beg to be recolonized just so they can have some order, because a lot of them are Africans and Africans are incompetent. All they know is stealing, scamming, and begging white people for handouts. They can't make it on their own. That's why they think that we're Africans and we are privileged to be amongst white people. That's why we are the first world people we are, because we are under white oppression.
Why do black people tend to thrive under white leadership? No black people are more successful than black Americans. Why? Well, it is obvious. They are under the leadership of white structured countries. Of all black people in the world, none are more prosperous than black Americans. Still, when average poverty levels for the 10 selected white countries or Western Hemisphere countries are considered, poverty amongst black citizens is in the double digits. Black citizens remain the poorest or lowest earners.
No. White people in America are successful because of us. We built the wealth of this country. We did a lot of engineering. We did a lot of sacrificing and fighting for this country. With and without white people, they did nothing for themselves. And they did nothing without white people, without Asians, without Europeans. See what I'm saying? So they think we the same because they think similar is the same, but it's not. They think that because our slavery might have been similar, that it was the same. And they think the only difference is we have white people and they don't. The only difference is we the only black people in the world, period. We're the only dark-skinned people who created a first world country with white people, and we have white DNA. They don't have the white DNA. That's what they're jealous of. They're jealous of our proximity and our white DNA. They don't even acknowledge our Indian DNA. That's the most important. That's the beginning of us. That's what created a black American. You're not black American if you don't have Indian DNA. You're some African or some former fucking mulatto from a fucking different country. What ties us to this land is our indigenous blood, which they don't even consider when they take DNA tests. Our indigenous ancestors aren't in the DNA test at all. There is no samples of them. They don't even use them. Whatever is in the absence of our indigenous DNA is considered African. And what is considered Indian DNA is Siberian DNA. We're not fucking Siberians. You got 1 or 3% of Siberian. That makes sense because there was in the Western Plains. We're not fucking them. We are Southeast Indians, not from India. We was the 13 colonies. We was them people from Connecticut to down to motherfucking South Carolina. See what I'm saying? But I got sidetracked though. But immigrants being in America is better than them getting their own reparations. That's why they don't give a fuck about reparations. That's why they'd rather come here and not even talk about reparations. They got it. It don't get no better than this. Undeserved privileges, undeserved opportunities. Heaven for the people whose homelands is hell. Or fucking third world countries. It's fucking hell. It don't get better than this for them. All the money in the world, Europe could give Africans, Caribbeans all the money in the world and it still won't be better than coming to America or living in America, because Europe didn't invent Hollywood. Europe didn't invent the radio stations, the cell phones, the fucking cars, the airplanes, everything, all the technology, all the commodities of living comfortable is in America. By them being here is their shortcut. It's better than reparations, but they don't want us getting reparations because then we won't be in the same class. We won't be, when we get on top, everyone goes to the bottom. As opposed to when we are at the bottom, everybody rises because we steady rising. Like what Trump say, or what Kamala say, all tides lift all boats. We are the tide. These immigrants are on the fucking boat. What reparations is doing is taking us from under the bottom, which we don't belong. They belong at the bottom. They didn't work. They deserve nothing here. It's against their interests to make us normal Americans. It's against their interests to call us Africans because it gives them connection. Just like white people. It's not in white people's interest to give us what we deserve because we be on top. Immigrants of all kinds, Asian, Europeans, Africans, Caribbeans, all agree that we don't deserve reparations. They all agree that we should be at the bottom. So politically, we have nothing in common with nobody. And the closest thing we got something in common with is the fucking Republicans, because they're kicking out the fucking parasites. So politically, we have nothing in common. Our fight ain't the same. Our plight ain't the same. Our enemies ain't the same. Our interests, our ideologies, our normality ain't the same. Nothing is the same. Our poor is their luxury. I said this before. Our homeless, being homeless in America is better than being in a home in some of them fucking countries. There's more opportunities being homeless here than them having privileges in their fucking countries. Unity with immigrants divides Black Americans. It divides our power. It divides our resources. It divides our energy. They're divisive. They don't deserve nothing here. Nigga, this ain't their natural habitat. This ain't their ecosystem. Nigga, we ain't allies with them. Who made us allies? Who put us in proximity? It's the same white people who oppress us. The same people who oppress us put them in our communities. How the fuck are we united? Nigga, when you literally got to go through the white fucking oppressors to get here. You have all the same talking points. We lazy. We this, we that, we third, we drug addicts, we Chicago. All the white talking points these immigrants all say. The fuck we got in common with them? And they don't take no energy out on nobody white. White people can say anything. The newest white person in America could say anything to an immigrant who's been here for 40 years. They won't say nothing because they fucking cowards. We have zero in common with an African or Caribbean. Zero. Only thing we have in common is a white person put us together to take from us and give to them. White America, our oppressors, the government, rather give to them than give to us. Nah, there are holes in our pockets. There are termites in our wood. There are a fucking hole in our boat. Fuck that. Speaking Pan-Africanism is an anti-Black American who's speaking patriotism. FBA is just patriotism. Now you might like, we'll do the listen. FBA is repping this Black American shit. A lot of Africans in particular like to call us African descent.
To the Black people that need to hear it, you're African. You're African. Okay?
You know, Africans and Black is not the same. These parasites love to conflate the two. Being called an African brings our stock down, and being called Black brings their stock up. It's in the interest of the African to call Blacks African. Or just because you too a fucking shame to admit where you from, because where you from has no honor, no respect on it. You know what I'm saying? You let other people falsely accuse you of being somebody you're not, who has actual credentials. That's stolen fucking valor. Just like these fucking Haitians want to say they're American. See what I'm saying? You see how Haitians want to steal the word American, and now fucking Africans want to steal the word Black, but everybody want to call us fucking African Americans, identity thieving, dishonorable ass people. They're stealing valor like it's nothing. We don't go around saying we fucking Haitians. We don't go around saying we fucking Africans or Nigeria or Fulani. We don't do that shit, but everybody else wanted to do. See what I'm saying? It's always a one-way street in this equation. And all this is being done not to fool us, because we know, we could tell they really want to fool white people. They want white people to accept them because we're the only ones who navigate in the first world country naturally, because we are from the first world. Like I'm saying, everybody else has to imitate and assimilate. And I mean, we don't have to imitate and assimilate. We created a lane for ourselves amongst white people already, aside from white people. We don't got to assimilate to white people. Because we carved our own way in society, into this country, and around the world. We not coming into other people's spaces. We made a way already. We did all the fighting already. We already respected. Everybody know what we are and who we are. We ain't gotta explain. See, Africans have to explain what's your history. What have you done? What have you contributed? See what I'm saying? None of that exists. So it's easier just to say that they're fucking Black, to get the Black American treatment, the fake Black American experience, which is crazy, but that's what they want to be us, or at least be treated like us. So being mistaken for us it does something for them. It gives them things they don't deserve. It gives them a respect they don't deserve. It gives them a history that they didn't write or fight. See what I'm saying? It's a scam. Them calling themselves Black is a scam. It's just another form of African scammetry, another form of Caribbean scammetry. It's all scams. Scammetry. Yeah, what I mean, scamism. They practice scamism. That's what the fuck they do. It's an ethnic scam. Now you got political scams. They have all types of other, you know what I'm saying, financial scams, education scams. This is an identity scam. It's just a scam. It's just faking and lying to get over. And this is in their nature. That's why they say we all the same. It's like, nigga, we ain't the fucking the same. You trying to say that so white people can hear you. We ain't the fucking same. You want to get treated the same. You want the same credentials, but you don't have it. You don't deserve it. You want the medals, but you don't want to go through the war that we had to go through. You want our medals. You want our rewards, but you haven't got the achievements. You want rewards without achievements, and you want medals without the battles, without the scars, without the sacrifice. Nah, that's not how that works. We ain't doing that shit. And mind you, was nobody saying it was black during fucking Jim Crow? Was nobody saying it was black in the 70s and the 60s when it still was fucking hard? It wasn't no nigga. We just making black fucking comfortable and marketable and nice and pleasant. But nigga, we had to bleed and die and sacrifice. Nigga, the respect we got was earned. It wasn't given to us. And we still get disrespected, but we the ones who got pride about it. Like, we know who we are. We know this is our land. They just want to be black without the sacrifice behind it. They want to be black without the bruises. They want to be black without the bloodshed, black without the pain. There's no such thing as being black without the pain. There's no such thing as being black without the sacrifice. There is no such thing as being black without the trauma. There's no such thing. This shit ain't luxury. We don't say we black because it's fucking cool. Being black is defiant to the fucking system. You Africans and Caribbeans are not defiant to no fucking system. Y'all are compliant. Y'all come here willingly. Y'all come here voluntarily. Blackness is resistance. You can't be black and be an immigrant and come to America. No, that's not black. That is white supremacy. When you come here and see oppression as opportunity, you are not black. That's submitting to white supremacy. See what I'm saying? You can't be black and submit to white supremacy because black is anti-white supremacy. If you're coming for a better opportunity, you ain't black. Because what the fuck you mean? Our oppression is a better opportunity. What the fuck is that? If y'all claim to be black and coming from allegedly black countries, but being here under our oppression is an opportunity for you, then you're not fucking black. Because we don't give a fuck about your standards. We care about our standards. And to us, this ain't a fucking opportunity. This is oppression that we fighting day by day, every day, year by year. We always fighting for more. We always fighting for change. Y'all don't come here and fight for shit. And y'all don't fight for shit in your country. Y'all flee it. So y'all not black at all. Because where's your resistance? Where's your patriotism? Where's your pride in your country? That's all wrapped in blackness. Black American. We are proud of who we are in America, the black sheeps, and we're proud that we are Americans. We built this motherfucker. Y'all not black or American. You can't migrate to blackness like you can migrate to America. But migrating to America doesn't make you an American. It just make you a fucking migrant. And it make your kids migrants and their kids migrants until they breed with us about 2 generations. We ain't the fucking same. How y'all see blackness is a color of skin. How we see blackness is resistance, lifestyle, culture, ethnicity, perseverance, revolution. It's American political that don't concern no fucking immigrants. Our politics doesn't concern none of you. Our fight isn't your fight, and we don't need no fucking allies because y'all not allies if we didn't need them anyway. We never had allies to begin with. We don't have allies now. We have fucking infiltrators pretending to be allies, but they're really fucking ops. Y'all always been ops. Blackness is defiant to white supremacy. Black power, white power. Y'all not black power. Y'all don't have a nigga fleeing your country, leaving your people, leaving your fight is not black power. We are not in unison. We are not allies. Because you come to fight for our fucking enemy. You're not black. Saying I'm black is is taking a stand against the government, against opposition. Y'all coming to comply. Y'all coming to work for white supremacy. You are not fucking black. We ain't doing that shit. Nigga, let these white people know that we all fucking different. And we don't give a fuck about white people, but you do. It means something to you. You have to leave your country of all Africans to come into a white society. We don't have to do that. We don't got to explain shit. They don't ask us where we from. And when we say our state, that's good enough. When they ask you where you from, it means what country you from, because there's no such thing as a black Brit or a black Scot or a black German. That shit don't exist. They know you immigrants. And when it did exist, they ethnic cleanse all the dark-skinned people who was there before y'all, the swarthy people. And the same saying, y'all not that. We don't have the same experience. When they ask us where we from, a state is good enough. A city is good enough. When they ask you where you from, it means what fucking country are you from? Big difference. They know our country. They don't know what fucking country you come from. They don't know what tribe you come from. They know us. And y'all want to be treated the fucking same, but we're not equals. Nobody asking where the fuck you was born at. When they ask us where we from, because they hear a regional accent. You know what I'm saying? We sound like we from the Northeast because we in the South. We sound like something and we look like we from somewhere else in America. Y'all sound like y'all from a different country. Y'all look like y'all from a different country. So when y'all be saying states, y'all fucking playing games. If I ask a fucking child of 2 goddamn Africans or Nigerians and they say they from New York City, that's not what the fuck I'm asking you. I'm asking you what country you from. You think I'm fucking dumb? You think I'm fucking stupid? You think we fucking stupid? We can't tell you different? You look different. Your bones different. Your black is different. Your skin tone is different.
Did you know that I can see you?
You fucking oddball. Immigrants are fucking oddballs. Y'all don't belong here. Like, y'all think y'all fit in and blend in? No, y'all fucking oddballs. When I'm asking another black person where they from, they know I'm talking about, yo, where you from? You from Cali? You from LA? You from Chicago? You from Boston? Where you from Providence? Where you from New York? Where you from? That's all I'm asking other black people. If you're not black, nigga, the frame and the content of the conversation isn't the same as a black American. I'm asking you something different than what I'm asking a black American. Blackness means something different to Africans and immigrants than it means to Americans. So does where are you from. It doesn't mean where the fuck you was born. It means where's your lineage at. Other black Americans, they ain't really got to ask other people where the lineage at, because this is all our country. Where you was born at, okay, that's where you grew up at, boom, boom, boom. More likely your family from the South. Then we go further to, okay, where your family from? Y'all from the South? Okay, cool. Well, we asking fucking immigrants. We ain't asking what part of the United States you fucking from. We asking you what fucking Bantu, barefoot, bushmeat ass country you from. Stop being fucking slick and stop fucking playing these games with us. I'm sick of this shit. I'm from the era where immigrants really was fucking immigrants. You know what I mean? They was proud to be immigrants. Now it's like this internet shit got y'all all fucked up. I guess it's the new generations, the niggas born here. Cause I didn't grow up with nobody who was born in America. I ain't grow up, besides the Caribbeans. Caribbeans aside, you know. I grew up with a couple Caribbean, Jamaican, first generation niggas here, but they blend in. They ain't make a big, they say Jamaican. We ain't know what the fuck Jamaican really was. We ain't really understand this shit. We just, okay, whatever. It wasn't that many of them, so it was like, well, maybe that shit somewhere in the South, whatever. We ain't consider Jamaican a real thing, or I'm saying till we got older. But now that the Africans are here, the Africans are the fucking problem. Because they the most ashamed. They want to recreate themselves so fucking bad. They want to reinvent themselves so fucking bad. Like, even, and ain't just Africans in America. Ain't just Africans in America. It's Africans in the UK too. It's Africans in Scotland too. Africans, everywhere they go, they just adopt the fucking country they in. I seen an African telling somebody, a white British person, that he's from the UK.
British passport. I'm English. How about that? I'm English.
When you go to Whitechapel, when you go to certain areas of London, and you ask them if they're British, they laugh in your face, they think it's hilarious, and they say, just because I'm born in a stable, does that make me a horse? No, it doesn't. If I was born in a stable, I wouldn't be a horse. If I was born in Nigeria, I wouldn't be Nigerian. It's not complicated. They would look at me and say, you're English. They'd look at my child and say, you're English. Real life one is, if I had a child in another country with an English woman, would my child, because they have a passport, identify with that country? Would they recognise them? And you're saying yes.
Does the country recognise you as a person, as a citizen?
Actually, most countries probably wouldn't, mate, because it's not mental like England.
In your hypothetical, does your country recognise you as citizens of that country?
Let's say yeah.
Yes, they would. And the United Nations recognise you as a citizen of that country.
All right.
According to international law, you're a citizen of that country. British passport, I'm English.
And then the white man asked him, "Are you English?" And the black motherfucker was confused because you're not. You're not ethnically of the country. You are a fucking invader, given false identity, false ethnic identity. And it's a fucking knowing. You do this worldwide, and worldwide, everybody wants y'all to fuck out their country. Everybody want Africans gone. Everybody want Haitians gone. The Caribbeans ain't that bad, really. They're getting worse since they collaborating with these Africans. The only ones we really got a problem with is the Haitians. Nobody like Haitians. You know what I'm saying? They're the worst. But besides that, was all right. Like, I ain't had a problem with no Bajans. I don't want to see no Bajans. Or people from St. Thomas and shit like that, St. Croix. I barely see them niggas. They're small numbers and shit. But it's Africans coming with they fucking identity theft and they fucking identity scams and they colorism and they sexism. They're the fucking problems. The diaspora wars, they are the diaspora. We the diaspora. We are in our land. They are the invaders. We are being invaded by the diaspora. And yes, it's a fucking war. It's a fucking psychological war. We are what you aspire to be. We are who you compete with. We are who you measure yourself to. We are who you look at when it comes to competition. Y'all don't look at white people. Y'all don't look at Chinese people. Y'all don't look at nobody. Y'all look at Latinos. Y'all look at nobody else but us. Because we are your fucking standard. We created your American dream, which is our reality. It's a big fucking difference, and y'all fucking pathetic, and y'all only making things worse by the day, and the delineation is only getting stronger by the fucking second. Because not only we are the default black, we the original black, we the only black, but we the only black that rings the bell. And when people think about black, they think about us, and they know that. They're playing a fucking psychological game. That nobody is fucking stupid but them. Fucking camouflaging. Using skin for camouflage. Not for camaraderie, but for camouflage. They be want to say, oh, we look alike, we got the same skin. Nigga, looking ain't being. Looking alike ain't being alike, motherfucker. Now, if you want to say we're the same race, I don't believe in race. Race is not a real thing. The race is the Negroid. I said this before. You had Negroids, Congoloids, Australoids, and shit like that, right? They are the races. Black is something that the American indigenous people in the 60s delineated from the word colored and Negro to fight the power. What power? White power. If they're white power, then we created black power. See what I'm saying? That was an American construct. That was an American concept that we all agreed to. See, Africans can pretend to be black in this generation today, outside of their home, in public, away from their parents, but they can't do that shit in front of their parents. I bet next time you around a fucking Caribbean or African and they say they black, make them call their parents. Make them call their grandparents. And talk that black shit. Make him call their father and be like, hey, what up, nigga? I call my father right now, what up, nigga? He be like, what up, niggas? You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, hold the fuck up. Call my goddamn dad. What's up, nigga?
Cool. What's going on?
Cool. What you into?
I just talking.
Are you chilling?
Hey, what you doing?
I might do a podcast in a minute, man. I love you, man.
I like you, man.
All right, later. See, it's my motherfucking dad. You know what I'm saying? Say, nigga, it's normal to say. I'm saying, you know what I mean? African can't fucking do that. They can't call a fucking father. You know what I'm saying? Especially with paternity for they might even have fathers. They definitely ain't got grandfathers. How they fucking short lifespans in their fucking country. But if they could, they can't do what the fuck I just did, nigga. And by the way, I have a fucking father. You fucking stereotypical racist bastards. Mom too. You know what I'm saying? Grandma too. Grandma and Cali, they call me nigga all the time. Nigga, they can't do that with their parents and grandparents. So they can miss me all that I'm black shit. Yeah, you black away from your fucking parents, away from your fucking aunts and your uncles and your fucking grandparents, away from your country. Yeah, you can say anything. The public word's free, but nigga, you ain't culturally black. Nigga, you ain't generationally black. How many generations black are you, motherfucker? You wasn't even here that many generations to be black. Nigga, we black through and through. Great grandfather, though he might be offended if you call him black. My great grandfather might be offended, but shit after that, nigga, it's all good. I bet next time you around a fucking Caribbean or African and they say they black, make them call their parents, make them call their grandparents. and talk that black shit. If your parents was born in the 60s, that means they in a hip hop era like mine was, and everybody say nigga. Not just black. No. Black is step one. But to connect the blackness, to solidify the blackness, you gotta call your parents nigga too. Call your mom a nigga, call your dad a nigga, or have them say nigga in a conversation. I bet African and Caribbean, they can't do that. Because they ain't real niggas. They ain't really black. Black is synonymous with nigga. Sorry to say that. I know that may sound fucked up. Everybody want to be called nigga, but fuck it, nigga. Look. I'm not of the boule class. I'm from the slums. I'm from I'm from the group of people who invented the term black. You know what I mean? Niggas who was in the streets. Right now, in this generation, in this times. But he can't tell that shit to his parents, his grandparents, or great grandparents. He can't tell that shit to his fucking village. We black through and through. Now, they trying to colonize us and conquer us with African. You know why? Because Africans ain't shit. They don't contribute shit, and they parasite. They need to use our blackness, right, to be on the spectrum. Because they're Africans and they ain't shit. If we in a category and a race and we on the spectrum, we represent the excellence of what Africans could be. The difference is we're not fucking Africans and we don't have the same genetics or the same experience. So us cutting them off leaves them at a fucking threshold that ain't accomplished shit. They just parasites. They can't go across the world saying they're Africans. They can't go into conversations saying they're Africans because they're primitive and people will call them primitive. But to say Africans and black is the same thing, they all will use our clout, our credibility, our politics, our politicians, our leaders, our civil rights, our artists, our inventors, everything that we did, they could parasite off of. See, Tariq Nasheed says all immigrants ain't tethers. I say he's a fucking liar. All immigrants are tethers. And a tether is just a fucking parasite. If you gotta leave your country to come to a country for a better chance and eat off the resources, you are a fucking parasite. I don't know what the fuck he means by tether. Because they all got to come here and tether onto America. So if all immigrants ain't tethers, then he got to explain to me what the fuck he mean by tether. Because to me, a tether means all immigrants. With no exception to the rule, but especially Africans and Caribbeans. And they're all parasites. And I just want to be clear. That's not a shot at Tariq Nasheed. That's a disagreement with a few minor things. You know what I'm saying? A few minor things. Besides that, nigga, it's all good, it's all love, nigga. I support Tariq Nasheed like I support everybody else is on his mission. We all on the same accord, but nigga he ain't the leader. He's the most prolific, but he ain't the fucking leader. I got some say so in this shit too. I ain't them other satellite niggas who just be copying and repeating that nigga. I am not a cornball. I'm my own nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's not a shot at him. It's just a disagreement. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's all good. So don't be tripping. Don't be shut the fuck up. Play your part, play your role, nigga. I'm playing mine. But let me finish this fucking goddamn. Know what I mean, if I go off on a tangent. But you know, that could be just me. But I see a lot of y'all agree with me. I been seeing y'all TikToks and shit. I be hearing them saying we nigga be on the same page. Being called an African brings our stock down, and being called black brings their stock up. It's in the interest of the African to call blacks African. And it's also in the interest of white supremacy to call us African. But I'll get into that later.
To the black people that need to hear it, you're African. You're African. Okay? You're not, maybe your great whatever was a different race. Who gives a fuck? You're an African person. And the fact that you think of these other people, these deviations in your family tree, that's self-hate. When all these other black people fill out your black ass family tree and you point out the two people that weren't black, why is that? You don't like being black? You can't stand that they were African?
and like to say that we all came from the same boat. We all came from slavery. That's not true. We didn't come off a boat. Slavery didn't start with Africans. It started with the indigenous people. And there was over 200,000 indigenous people that was slaves. It was only 300,000 Africans that came here. And on top of the slaves and them being classified together, the 5 civilized tribes raped Africans. There was Indians raping Africans. Europeans raped Africans. See what I'm saying? And now you have mulattoes, you have Indians and Africans, you have runaways and Africans from the Seminole to Gullah Geechee. You have all these people. And by the way, Gullah Geechee is an African. Gullah Geechees are indigenous people. I mean, the Ogeechee is a river. The Gullah shit is some new shit they added to it so they got Africanized. But no. So slavery started with Indians, right? Some Africans came, some mulattoes were mixed in. And they all was reclassified as black. It wasn't no boat stop. Even if you got 1%. So if you do your DNA test, DNA don't prove nothing, right? It only proves percentages. And it's probability. It's not actual relative DNA that you're related to. It's a probability that you might be from here. Not that you're actually from here. Not that you really came from here. But it's a probability that you might have came from there. And by the way, DNA does not show location, ethnicity, race, or time when anyone existed there. They just saying it's a population that's there now that look like got some similar looking DNA, not actual DNA, because that will make us fucking relatives. And we have no relatives in Africa, but we do have relatives that show in America within 3-4 generations that say white and indigenous. By the thousands. 0 Africans, but we have thousands of European white people, white Americans, and actual indigenous people. Because a lot of them white people, raped and married and had families with black Americans in the beginning and throughout American history. We have no relation to a fucking African. We have no African DNA. It's African probability of DNA. The same with the Yoruba blood. And then again, that DNA is not like the actual totality of all the DNA. It's only a percentage of a DNA, like a strand of DNA. That's 99% of a strand of DNA, or 90% of it's a probability of a fraction of DNA. Basically, it's fucking nothing. But you can't prove a percentage that's not represented. Our black indigenous blood is not represented into it. Don't even have Europeans, Asians, and Africans. There is no indigenous references when it comes to this DNA thing, right? So when they say we only 1% of indigenous, know what that means? It means we only 1% of the Siberian Indians. Now, I mean, check it out. I'm about my story. Hey, Grok, when did slavery start in the 13 colonies, pre-America?
Slavery in the 13 colonies began in 1619. That's when the first Africans arrived in Jamestown, Virginia.
So you telling me that slavery started with Africans in America?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Native Americans were enslaved by Europeans in the 13 colonies starting around 1610, about 9 years before the first Africans arrived in 1619.
So now you're saying two different things. So slavery started with the Indians first, right? Correct?
Yes, you're right.
Africans came later, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
What percentage of black Americans today are indigenous?
Most genetic studies show black Americans have very low Native American ancestry, typically under 1% on average.
Okay, cool. Hold that thought. That 1%, is that 1% Siberian Indian DNA?
Yes. That Native American ancestry in black Americans is the same Siberian origin lineage as other Native American groups.
How about the dark-skinned East Indians that was slave in America? Are there any samples of their DNA that was tested?
Yes. Many South Asians from southern India and Sri Lanka have very dark skin.
No, not from India. I'm talking about the dark-skinned Indians that was in the Southeast 13 colonies. Were there samples of their DNA taken when this DNA thing popped off?
No. There weren't any DNA samples taken from those dark-skinned Native Americans in the Southeast. DNA testing only became available in the late 20th century.
Okay, hold that thought, right? So you telling me is there is no dark-skinned Indian DNA, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Dark-skinned Native Americans from the Southeast definitely existed and had their own DNA. What I meant is, we don't have preserved samples from the specific individuals who were enslaved in the 13 colonies.
Okay, so when it comes to the DNA thing of Black Americans, they're not represented, correct?
That's a fair point. Black Americans are well represented in modern DNA databases, but the specific Native American groups they might descend from, especially the enslaved Southeast populations, are not.
Okay, but the Siberian Indians or Siberian Indians with DNA are represented. That's the 3% we come from, correct?
No, that's not quite right. The Native American ancestry in Black Americans traces to the same ancient Siberian migrations as other Native groups, but it's not 3%. Studies show it's typically under 1% on
Okay, under 1%. So we have under 1% of Siberian indigenous DNA, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
But there is no representation of the Black indigenous who was enslaved, correct?
That's right.
Okay, let me ask you this. How many indigenous people were enslaved in the 13 colonies?
Getting an exact number is tough. Historians estimate that tens of thousands of Native Americans were enslaved in the 13 colonies. For example, in South Carolina alone, between 1670 and 1715, about 30,000 to 50,000 Native Americans were captured and sold into slavery.
Okay, so let's say 40,000 in one state. Now we have 13 states. Would it be a safe number to assume that at least 200,000 indigenous people throughout the whole course of slavery were enslaved?
Your estimate of 200,000 is reasonable. Historians suggest the total number of Native Americans enslaved across the 13 colonies was likely between 100,000 and 200,000.
Okay, so hold that thought. So hold 200,000. Now, how many Africans came to the 13 colonies in the United States during slavery?
The most reliable estimates put the number of Africans brought directly to what became the United States at around 388,000 to 450,000.
Okay, so in totality, we had about 600,000 slaves in America during slavery, correct? Indian and African.
No, that's not correct. The 600,000 figure only counts people brought into the colonies. It doesn't include the millions of descendants born into slavery over generations.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is, though, you told me there was an estimate of 200,000 Indians, correct? That was enslaved.
That's correct.
And there was about 300,000 Africans brought here, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Now, it's safe to say that indigenous people also had African slaves that they might have raped and produced with, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And it's also safe to say that the Yamasee has some African and Indian mix, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Along with the Seminole, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And after slavery, a lot of Indians were classified as mulatto and colored, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
But yet and still, you said we only have 1 to 3% of indigenous DNA. How is that possible when you have Yamasee, Indian DNA, you have the 5 civilized tribes might have raped the people, they got their DNA, you have the Lumbee, you have the Shinnecock, you have all these people who were slaves, and don't Black Americans come from slaves in America?
That's a really good question, and it gets at something important about how ancestry works over generations.
But by your math, it should be way more than 3%, 1% of indigenous blood, but there's no representation of them dark-skinned Indians, correct?
You're right to question this. The math doesn't add up cleanly. If tens of thousands of Native Americans were enslaved and mixed with Africans over generations, you'd expect more than under 1% Native ancestry in Black Americans today. The problem is we don't have genetic reference samples from those specific dark-skinned Southeast groups like the Yamasee or early Lumbee. Without those references, their DNA gets misread as African or just doesn't register. So the under 1% figure might be an underestimate because the database is missing the very populations that contributed to the mix.
Therefore, our African results are inflated or filled in as just filler, because the real representation of who we are is not really there because there's no samples to represent or prove who we really are because it's not there. Correct?
You're making a sharp point. Yes, without reference samples from those specific Southeast Native groups, any DNA segments that don't match known African or European references can get defaulted into the African category or left unassigned.
So, with that being said, let me say this. Is it safe to say that Black Americans came from slaves that started with the Indians in America?
No, that's not safe to say. Black Americans primarily descend from Africans brought to the colony.
You're moving the goalposts. You're moving the goalposts. You're moving the goalposts. How is it that? So you mean to tell me that Africans and the Indians were separate, had separate slavery, or was it simultaneously? Was the Indians free when the Africans came here?
No, I'm not moving the goalposts. Native American enslavement started around 1610 in Virginia, and Africans arrived in 1619. So they overlapped for centuries, not one replacing the other.
But they happened simultaneously too, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So with that being said, it's safe to say that Black Americans came from indigenous and Africans, correct?
No, that's not quite accurate. Black Americans primarily descend from Africans brought to the colonies.
You're not making no sense. I'm telling you why you're not making no sense now. This is why I'm smarter than you. Because you just said that Indians were classified, Indians were slaves and grouped in with Africans at the same time. But yet you're saying that Black Americans predominantly came from Africa when the Indians was here first, and we have their DNA to prove it. Even if it's 1%, we still have indigenous DNA. That means our indigenous blood didn't come from Africa, it came here. It means that our DNA is diluted with Africans and Europeans.
You're right. The indigenous DNA didn't come from Africa. It came from Native Americans here in the colonies. And yes, that means Black American DNA is a mix of African, European, and indigenous ancestry. The main ancestry is still African.
No, it's no. According to DNA, but you don't have the representation of the Indians to give us a proper estimation of how much Indian we are. We could be 1/3 or half or 1/5 because it was whole populations of Indians that was reclassified as Negro, correct?
You're right. Without reference samples from those specific Southeast Native groups, we can't accurately measure how much indigenous ancestry Black Americans actually carry. Whole populations were reclassified as Negro or colored, so the true amount could be higher than the underlying.
But yet you keep saying that we came from Africa when we have Indian DNA. Indians don't come from Africa, so that means we never came from Africa. We was always here. But you're not going to say that. Why? Are you a racist? Are you probably going to be racist and to deflect to make us African? Is that your agenda, to make Black Americans African when we have Indian DNA?
No, I'm not racist, and I don't have an agenda. The DNA evidence shows Black Americans have mostly West and Central African ancestry, with a smaller European component and a trace of Native American.
So in conclusion is you're going off of DNA, which is not really facts, which is facts but not truth, because facts and truth are the same thing. So even though the DNA says that we come from Africa mostly, but the truth is we don't have the proper representation of dark-skinned indigenous who were slaves, correct?
You're right that the missing reference samples for those specific dark-skinned Southeast Native groups create a real gap. Without them, we can't get a precise breakdown of how much indigenous ancestry is actually present. The DNA data we do...
But you don't mind falsely accusing us of being Africans, though.
I hear you. You're saying the label feels like an accusation, especially when the full picture of who was here and how people were reclassified isn't fully represented in the data. That's a real frustration, and I get why it lands that way.
So the DNA tests are facts, but that doesn't mean a truth, correct?
Yes, that's correct. DNA tests give factual results based on the reference samples available. But if those references are incomplete or missing key populations, the results can be misleading about the full truth of someone's ancestry.
Okay, cool.
Let's talk about commercial ancestry tests. DNA test, because they're not telling you the truth. They're telling you a story. That story was decided before you even spit into that tube. A peer-reviewed academic study shows that DNA test companies don't discover history. They manufacture narratives. They start with generic matches that fit an already accepted framework. Then they hire historians to make that story sound legitimate. Most of the time, that framework is within the transatlantic slave trade, which is backwards. It's not science. It's marketing. So let's talk about it. How African DNA is created. Your DNA is not compared to your ancestors. It's compared to modern reference panels, living people that companies have already labeled as African, European, or Native. But here's the problem with that. American Indian DNA databases are tiny, incomplete, and restricted, and in many cases, intentionally erased. Entire indigenous populations were never sampled, or their samples were locked behind federal or tribal barriers. So when your DNA doesn't match those limited indigenous references, it doesn't disappear, it gets rerouted, usually into the African category. And that doesn't mean your ancestors are from Africa, but it's because the system has nowhere else to put you. Now combine that with documented history and the millions of American Indians who were forcibly reclassified as Negro, colored, or black in census records, birth certificates, and federal policy. Their descendants inherited those paper identities, and now DNA companies are using those same colonial labels to define genetic categories. So when someone gets an African result, what they're really being told is this is where the database put you, not where you came from, and not who your people are, just which box was available, and sometimes uncomfortable. Commercial DNA companies are not revealing history, they are policing identity. And knowing who you are requires more than a test. It requires history, records, and the courage to question everything you were told. That's why so many times I encourage you, do your genealogy. Have a paper trail of who you are.
As you can see, fucking Grok is an idiot. As you can see, AI is a fucking idiot. As you can see, everyone's telling a fucking lie. It was 200,000 Indians enslaved and only 300,000 Africans came. But at the same time, after that, they all mixed up and classified together. You had whole pockets of indigenous people reclassified as Negro, as color. You had a whole bunch of mulattoes who was half African or half Indian reclassified as color, as Negro. Therefore, we didn't come from Africa. We was made here and diluted with African DNA. Remember I said that. We started, slavery didn't start with Africans. It started with indigenous people, dark-skinned indigenous people, prisoners of war. Africans came 9 years later, but they already had hundreds of thousands, just 40, 30,000 alone, this in what, South Carolina, Virginia, one of them shits. See what I'm saying? We didn't come off no boat. People came off boats and incorporated with us, but we didn't. We had indigenous DNA and we had freeman DNA, free Indians. We had mulatto DNA and European DNA. We didn't come off no boat. So people, everybody saying we came off a boat, no. And I also want to say that, I said this before, but we all look the same to who? When Black Americans go to Africa, we don't look like Africans. When Africans come here, they don't look like Americans. See what I'm saying? It's till y'all start stealing our goddamn aesthetics and cultural appropriation. But the thing is this too. We can tell birds apart. We can tell dogs apart. We could tell a Staffordshire from a goddamn pit bull, right? They got the same exact pedigree, just bred different ways. A Black American from New York City could tell a California Black American. A up north Black American could tell a Southern Black American. A New Haven Black American could tell a Hartford Black American. So we could recognize each other that we don't look alike. Like even from family to family, some people look like different people. Within a neighborhood, certain families look alike. So you mean to tell me we've been here all this time and we can notice our differences, but when y'all come here, nobody knows our fucking difference? We all look alike? When police stop us, how about when ICE stop us? I bet ICE could tell us a fucking apart. How about if we both go to embassies somewhere outside of America? I bet they could tell I'm American and you're African. I bet if I go to the African Embassy of America in Africa, they'll recognize me and they'll accept me. They won't accept y'all. So all this, and y'all have to say that white people can tell us apart. White people can tell you what type of trees are in the fucking forest. White people can tell you what type of fucking birds are in the sky. They know all types of species and shit. You think they don't know the people who was with them for 400 fucking years? You think white people are fucking dumb? You think when cops pull us over, we react the same? See, only you Africans and Caribbeans, see, y'all outsiders. Y'all don't know the American nuances. Y'all don't know the culture cachets. Y'all don't even know how white people really treat us when it's one-on-one. Because look, we have white friends. When we have white friends, there's no Africans, Caribbeans around. You don't know how we give it up at barbecues. You don't know how we go fish. You don't know how we react to white people. Y'all have your own relationship to white people, and they treat y'all like tokens and like coons. And they bring y'all camping and they kill your asses. See, it's a different thing. We know better to be left around with fucking white people. Y'all will be the only one. See, they treat y'all like coons and backup dancers and extras in movies and sidekicks and shit. They treat us like we the fucking star, the main characters. When I'm around white people, I'm the fucking main character. Look at the utmost respect. I'm feared and loved and admired at the fucking same time. y'all get smacked around, beat up, pranked, and all types of abuse y'all gotta go through and shit. Cause y'all want to fit in with them. We don't want to fit in with white people. We influence white people. We are the cool kids. Y'all not. Y'all the dorks y'all the Candace Owens. Fucking at a wedding with a number of white people, the only fucking token there. That's not how we get down. Nah, we don't want to be accepted. We are already accepted. We accept ourselves. This is our country. We're comfortable wherever we go. We could chill with white people and they come around us. They got to fit in the blending. They don't got to fit in the blending with y'all. There's no culture exchange with y'all. Y'all want to be white. See, I treat them like authority in America. I treat them like they're the utmost authority. Any white person, don't got to be a fucker. It could be a crackhead or any white person to do. Y'all give them respect and authority. And that's in America. In your countries, I see them like they Jesus and fucking Santa Claus. When they come, y'all get celebrations, y'all dance, y'all lift them up on your shoulders and shit. Y'all ride them on your back. Y'all act like monkeys. Y'all act like y'all the chimps and they the white people coming and give y'all bananas and shit in y'all country. Grinning, crying for them and shit, dancing with them and making a whole fucking parades of white people and shit, carrying them on your shoulders and shit. They ride y'all like fucking ostriches and shit. Y'all do, we don't do none of that shit. We look at white people like fucking weird ass crackers. Not being racist, but we look at them as, we know they sexual deviants. We know they pedophiles. We know they liars. We know they cowards. We know they ain't shit without authority, without a gun, without their advantage. We know they steal. We know they do all types of backdoor shit. We know they evil fucking spirits. Not all of them, but that's how we treat all of them until we get to know them. Y'all automatically assume that their authority, no matter what status you have in America, you give them the utmost respect, and when they come to your country, you treat them like they're fucking Jesus in the fucking flesh. Santa Claus in the fucking flesh. That's how you treat these motherfuckers. We ain't the same. We don't treat nigga. We ain't the fucking same. And white people know that we don't give a fuck about them. White people know how we feel about them. You can always catch us whooping their ass somewhere. You can always catch us flipping on them somewhere. Y'all don't do that shit. I only seen one Jamaican woman karate kick. I seen this Jamaican bitch karate kicking a white woman. That I didn't see one time. That was dope. I was impressed. But only a Jamaican would have the heart. Besides a Jamaican, none of y'all, not a Haitian, not a Puerto Rican, no type of African would ever talk back to white people. Y'all just don't, this ain't y'all. White people want to rap, want to fucking sing, and want to do hood shit with it. Nigga, listen, we are the cool kids in America. Bar none. Yeah, white people might be the richest, might be the most privileged, but they ain't the fucking cool kids. They are the weirdos. They are the cucks. They are the goddamn sexual deviants. They're the ones who fuck animals and shit. They're the weirdos. But y'all the coons. Y'all want to fit in. Y'all the pets. They're Melvin, you the fucking Blue Notes. As opposed to when we with them, we are Melvin and they the fucking Blue Notes. They the fucking sidekick. They're the side quest. They're the side character. That's how it is. Ask any real nigga about white people and see any real nigga like a nigga who's solid nigga and they be around white people. It's a different reaction. The white people be on their best behaviors, respectful. No one respect y'all. Caribbeans are, nigga, no one respects y'all. Cause you are subordinate to them. We either act like equals or we act like superiors. No, and it don't matter in the position at work either. They don't fucking play with us at work either. They ain't tolerating shit nowhere. Cause we could fuck them up on site at their job. This is how it is. Y'all see, we don't got a fear of being deported. We ain't got a fear of fucking being fired. Even when we unemployed, we could get hustles. Ain't nothing to us. See, y'all are different. When y'all think we lazy, nigga, we got more money than y'all because we doing shit that you don't know what we doing. Y'all not American. Backdoor shit be happening. Nigga, you think we lazy, you think we broke. Nah, shit is happening. Shit is in motion. But we don't get treated like y'all. Now back to how y'all be getting. See, it's so many different things that someone could say to you that you won't get because you're not American. A white person could say something to you, you won't even get offended. You know why? Because you're not American. And that also gives you up. So it ain't just about looking. It's about how you react to certain shit that makes us different. It's about how you move. It's about so many things that we are different besides skin color. But once again, y'all think like it means the same. Y'all the outsider trying to get, y'all don't understand the inside jokes. It's so much to go on, so much to understand, so much nuances that y'all can never get. Y'all just think that white people see it's the same. When cops pull us over, nigga, it's Mexican cops, Puerto Rican cops, it's Black American cops. It's all types of cops. You think white people are just all the cops? You think white people are just all the evil people? See, y'all racist and y'all using racism against us. Because when y'all with us, the white man is evil. But when y'all with the white man, we are evil. Y'all think we fucking dumb. Y'all play both sides of the fence. That shit is over. Americans don't fucking like y'all. And Trump is coming for not only y'all fucking citizenship, not only illegal immigrants, he coming for everything. He don't want none of you here. He wanted to denaturalize all of you. The 14th Amendment is for us. It ain't for you. Y'all think y'all safe. And the more y'all talk, the more y'all building the case on yourselves. The more y'all make one of us hate y'all enough of us gonna spread the fucking word to the colony that all of us gonna hate y'all. What y'all saying is, oh, y'all like the KKK. Eventually, we gonna act like the fucking KKK. It's just a matter of time. Because y'all keep building the pressure and y'all not stopping. Y'all not letting up. We ain't forgiving. And listen, y'all don't know America like we know America. When America get mad, America get violent. Y'all fucking up big time. Y'all fucking up big time. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. Y'all fucking up for the kids. See, y'all fucking up for the future immigrants that's coming here. Y'all fucking up for y'all children, your grandchildren. And pretty soon, y'all ain't gonna have great grandchildren because the door is gonna be locked and we're gonna absorb y'all. We're gonna be fucking y'all children, I'm not fucking children. Like ain't no goddamn Sosie Santana shit. I'm saying our children gonna be fucking your children, and this is gonna Americanize them. Eventually, we gonna wash y'all out. But every one of you is 10 of us. We're gonna eventually wash y'all out. So when y'all say dumb shit like, oh, they can't tell us apart, we can tell everything apart. We could tell a German Shepherd from a goddamn Malinois. We could tell pit bulls, everybody, not just us, white people could tell pit bulls from goddamn Staffordshires, pigeons from doves, crows from ravens. We have education, we have culture, and we have normalcy. Black and white is normalcy. When y'all come here, y'all abnormalities. Y'all different. I don't give a fuck how pretty you are to look American or how ugly we is to look African. How we react and how we move and how we navigate shows that we're different. Y'all don't have the cachet we have. Y'all have the programming. Nigga, y'all can fake the hardware, but you can't fake the fucking software. Even if two computers look alike, right? That'll make them the same fucking computers. And that's what the fuck we trying to tell y'all. And y'all just want to be y'all on that dick so much. Peasants. Y'all hate being yourself so much. Parasites. And think about how dumb y'all sound when y'all say, white people can't tell us this apart. Think about that in reverse. Think about black Americans who could tell Americans from Europeans. I could tell a Russian from an Irish person. I could tell a Scotland person from an Irish person. We could tell an English person from a goddamn Greek person. We could tell a fucking Norwegian person because the features are different and the characteristics is different and the accent is different. Y'all have accents. No matter how good y'all think y'all speak English, y'all have accents, and accents match attitudes. And that's something else y'all lack. The cultural attitude we have. Y'all could pretend to talk like us, pretend to act like us, but it's something innate that you're lack that we have for 400 years. Like, it's something that Europeans don't have that these white Americans have in a certain attitude. A European to a white American is as different as a black American from a fucking African. That's not even a fair assessment to say because black Americans are more diverse than white Americans as far as genetic go. And Africans have more of a diversity than Europeans. So we are less related to Africans as black Americans than Europeans are to white Americans. They're more related and more closer. And actually, I'll go further to say is Europeans are genetically more closer than Africans. That is being so close in proximity. Fucking the Rock of Gibraltar from in North Africa and South Spain is fucking only 8 miles away. See what I'm saying? It's more mixture and contact over there than we have over here. So with that being said, I'm just comparing this to give you an example of how different we are. But black Americans are way less connected to Africans than white Americans is to Europe. Because you can have white Americans with all Irish ancestry or all Italian ancestry or all British ancestry and a little mix of them. You know what I'm saying? That's more relatable. A black American is way different in genetics than a white American. And an African is way more diverse than a European. But let me get back to it. Y'all act different. Europeans treat us different than white Americans. See what I'm saying? They treat us different. And y'all act different to white Americans than we do. That's something y'all can't see, y'all can't pretend. Because a lot of the times, we ain't even in the same room. It's rare you'll find a black American, a Caribbean or African immigrant, and a white American in the same room on equal playing fields or on any playing field besides work. It's a different style, different attitude, different approach. Y'all can't fake. Y'all act as if white people are always in charge. And it don't matter the quality of white person. It don't matter the status of a white person. Y'all give them all the same high status treatments. We don't do that. We know a redneck. We know a fucking Karen or a crackhead. We don't see them the same. Y'all give them all the respect and all the authority in the world, and we don't give them half that. We don't give them none of that. We give them attitude, and we give them these hands and these fucking feet, and we'll fuck them up if they get a fuck up. We'll go to jail. We fight cops. We'll spit on our boss. See what I'm saying? Y'all wouldn't do this type of shit. Y'all wouldn't dare do this type of shit because y'all got so much to lose. America is heaven for y'all. And to us, it's always been hell. When we see oppression, y'all see opportunity. Our oppression is your opportunity. That's why it's a whole different dynamic we dealing with. We're walking in two different realms of reality. And that's why white people treat y'all like shit. That's why they call y'all monkeys and do whatever to y'all, disrespect y'all, call y'all niggers. Y'all don't even know y'all being called niggers or being insulted. Y'all can't catch the innuendos and the nuances that we catch. Y'all think we so sensitive to racism? Nah, nigga. We are. We know this cracker more than anybody. We are crackerologists. Y'all are in awe of these fucking people, and they ain't shit to us. They whole success is them stealing from us and oppressing us and bringing other people to help with the oppression. All immigrants come here to help with the oppression. Everyone. They all come to be under white people, but to be somehow over black people. And delineation and disassociation. Disassociation is just as important as delineation. Disassociating is letting these motherfuckers know that, nigga, we know who we are. We know what we done. But nigga, our worth is being under fucking value. And fuck these immigrants. They have nothing to do with America. They ain't away. These are buffers. We want to head up with the white man, but y'all keep jumping in the fucking way. And that's the reality of the situation. That's why y'all always say this is a white country. The white people got me here. That's why they always say this dumb shit. White people got me here. Black people know that for me because y'all really admire, worship, and respect white people as if there's some authority. As opposed to us, we see them as thieves, invaders, robbers, people who fuck dogs, child molesters, crackheads, meth heads, drug addicts, prostitutes, STD spreading motherfuckers. We think the lowest of them. We think these motherfuckers they stink, they smell funny. We see them, we think they corny. Y'all really, immigrants really worship, and not just African and Caribbean, even Asian, Indian, everybody in the world seem to bow down to these motherfuckers. We the only one who don't think they God. We the only ones that's behind the curtains in the fucking Wizard of Oz. We know who the Wiz is. And he ain't shit. He's a fraud. But y'all just some fucking flying monkeys who be worshiping these motherfuckers. And it's a big difference. We don't have the same genetics. Y'all don't have the same epigenetics to even pretend to have the same energy we have. You can't fake energy. Y'all can't fake energy. Y'all can fake the clothing, the style, the shit we say, because that's everyday, that's common shit. But it's the shit that's not common that make things authentic. A cubic zirconia and a diamond look the same to the average untrained eye. But those who are specialists in diamonds who use our microscope can spot y'all niggas a mile away. And that's the difference. Y'all think we all the same. Only you think we the same. Only y'all think y'all the same because y'all see us as normal, but we don't see y'all as normal. We see y'all as different. Everything about you is different. We have nothing in common besides a complexion and maybe a hair tie. I can't keep saying this enough. Everything else is different. And you're faking and we acting like our authentic self. It's different. How your parents treat you ain't like my parents treat mine. How my grandparents treat me ain't like how your grandparents treat yours. How I'm raised in my neighborhood ain't like you raised in your village. It ain't the fucking same. Your historical diet ain't my historical diet. Your historical background and environment ain't my historical background and environment. We different as far as environments, as far as upbringing, as far as everything. We are different in every aspect. But only you stupid, ignorant motherfuckers, low IQ having ass monkeys think we the same. It's annoying even talking to you peasants. It match aptitudes. It matches the culture. So it don't matter how much you think you sound like us. You're hiding your real accent. Just like an Italian American, we can still hear his Italianism. Just like an Irish American, we can still hear his Irishism. People still can hear your Africanism and your Caribbeanism. Even if you have kids, y'all still sound different. Your octaves a little more darker and deeper than ours, a little richer than ours. I mean, it's a little more primitive. Like we could hear that shit. Y'all not fooling nobody. Everybody can tell us apart. In a fucking lineup, a white American who family been here for fucking 400 years since the fucking 1600s could tell a black American from a Caribbean from an African. And we could tell an African from a West African from an East African. We could tell a fucking person from Congo from a person from fucking Zimbabwe. Your body structures is different. Everything get different when, you know what I'm saying? It's different palettes of different shit. Y'all ain't, it's like the same fucking brush. Y'all are dumb. Like y'all are really fucking, these people are dumb. The dumbest people. Now, we can't tell Asians apart. We can tell a Korean from a Chinese or a Japanese because they all fucking look alike. Like all motherfucking Arabs and Indians look alike. We can't tell them apart because they're like all inbreds and shit. But y'all not us. Y'all don't share enough DNA to look like us. Y'all really think 100% African, West African look like a fucking black American that's like 1/3 Indian, 1/3 European, and 1/3 African, if African at all? The fuck y'all be talking about? We saying the most outlandish shit. That's arrogant on your behalf. That's some arrogant shit. That's some arrogant ass shit to think y'all coming here looking like us after we've been divided for fucking. Matter of fact, we was never united, nigga. Indigenous people, Indians, was never united with Africans, and Africans who did come here are diluted and absorbed into the Indian ethnicity that's known today as African American, Black American, FBA. Y'all don't have the European blood, the Indian blood to fucking think y'all look like us. And the worst shit I heard fucking African Caribbean saying they have a Black American experience. No, the fuck you're not. You can't have a Black American experience like I can have a fucking immigrant experience. Know why? Because I'm not a fucking immigrant and you're not a fucking Black American. You don't know none of our experiences. You don't have Black American parents. You don't have Black American grandparents. You don't know how police or white people really treat us. You know why? Because you're not us. You don't have a Black American point of view at all. You assume because you dress like us, you go some of the places that we go to, you assume we surface level shit. Yeah, you have a immigrant in America experience who identifies as Black, but that's not a Black American experience. Your parents don't have the same experience as my parents that passed on to me and the grandparents. Like, y'all don't have the epigenetics and the stress levels and the immunity that we have in America. Oh, this shit is new to y'all. Y'all don't know how to react to certain shit. There is no such thing as a fucking Black American experience. That's some simulation shit. That's something you put off and put on. So you mean you come to America, have a Black American experience, then you go back to Africa, you an African again? So if I go to Africa, I can have an African experience? No, I'm an American that's in Africa having an experience. I'm not a fucking African. I'm not a fucking Fulani. The fuck? Y'all are so fucking stupid. Like, the dumbest people in the world are African and Caribbean immigrants. Mostly African, though. Because a lot of shit was kind of like, you know what I mean? Caribbeans was doing them in silence and, you know what I'm saying? When we discovered those Caribbean, it was cool because it was making too much noise. But now the Africans are making shit worse, making it bad for them. Making it real fucking bad. And Caribbeans was cool for a long time. We didn't even notice them. But now that the Africans are here, fucking everything up, the Caribbeans got something to say. They won't play the middle. Nah, ain't no middle. You ain't us either. So there's no Black American experience. Just because you adopt the culture and, chose the culture. See, but we ain't choose the culture. We ain't adopt nothing. We are of it. We are birthed in this. We create this. We created this, and we're going to keep building this. Y'all going to take it or leave it. Y'all going to be us, act like us one day and take it off. We around other people. I ain't gotta cut my culture off around my grandma. I mean, I got to stop cussing. I got to be respectful. But I ain't got to cut my culture off. Because the same music she playing, the same music I'ma dance to. And she might not like my music, but my grandfather would. But I could get down with Bobby Womack. I could get down with James Brown. I could get down with Earth, Wind, and Fire. I could get down with, Otis Redding. I could get down with Curtis Mayfield. I could jam that. That's my shit. Y'all parents can't do that. See, y'all can act American, but you can't bring Americanism to your house because that shit get cut off short. And mine, it's expected. It's the only thing allowed. I can't bring no Caribbean shit to my mom or my dad. I can't bring no African shit to my parents. No. Cut that shit the fuck off. And damn shit can't bring it around my friends. See, y'all could bring our shit around because our shit is the shit. Our shit is the flagship. Our shit is the litness. Our shit is the culture you strive to be. And everybody strives to be. We are the main factor. We are the main character. We are the main ingredient in everything. Everything revolves around us. The world revolves around America, and America revolves around Black Americans. For better or worse, that's just what the fuck it is. But there's no such thing as a fucking Black American experience unless you're a Black American. You know what I'm saying? When the cops one more thing about that, when the cops see us shit, I remember when we used to sell crack. Police ain't never run down on Africans, Caribbeans. Narcotics never chased y'all. I bet narcotics could tell us who the fucking same, who the difference is. Just like ICE could tell who the difference is. You know what I'm saying? So what police we talking about when police pull us over? A Black American cop could tell us we fucking different. A Puerto Rican cop could tell the difference. Think all cops are white? See, y'all is fucking tired ass. Y'all living in the fucking 1950s and Jim Crow and shit. This ain't fucking Jim Crow. Y'all be trying to use Jim Crow shit against us and all that old shit don't apply now. All that civil rights Pan-Africanism, all that civil rights racism, y'all be trying to, that shit don't fucking work today. Y'all think we fucking dumb? We are millennials, Gen Zs, and fucking Gen Xs. We hip as fuck. Y'all the only dumb ones. And y'all believe y'all fucking lies. Y'all can't we more educated than y'all. We more evolved than y'all. We more experienced in everything than y'all. Y'all it's like fucking children lying to adults, and we the adults. Y'all fucking dumb. Shit is crazy. Let me get back to the point though. We look the same according to who? And it's another thing they don't like about us delineating because we control our narrative. See, they think similar is the same. They so fucking stupid. They can't distinguish similarities as differences. It means the same to them. When they say we got the same skin color, that means we got similar skin color or we look alike. To them, that means we are the same. But for some reason in Africa, they tribes doesn't make them the same though. But in America, it's some magical logic that everything that's similar is the fucking same. We don't have similar origin stories. They came from Africa. We was made here. They are immigrants. We are natives, right? We are patriots. They are Benedict Arnolds of the country. They are traitors of their country. Every immigrant that's here in America helped destabilize their countries, and America took them in. Every group, every refugee. Ilhan Omar is proof of this. The same with the people who helped kill Dessalines. They get to leave and be Americans. It's the same with the Vietnamese. Everybody who helped America, same with Iran. Everybody who gets to help America, and when they lose and shit goes bad, they get to come to America. So these all are political potential traitors. These are not loyal. See, these are opportunities. See, they all came here under servitude. They came here to work, that servitude. They came here to go to school and get educated by white people instead of their own country, that servitude. We not here under servitude. See, they don't come here and preach equality. It doesn't exist to them. Only servitude exists. Only worshiping white men exists. They don't challenge white people. They don't argue with white people. They argue with us because we gave them a platform. We acknowledge their opinions. We gave them humanity. If we would have ignored them like the white people did when they first came here, they would have no agency. Now that we delineating, it's flipping the cover, it's flipping a fucking rug, and it's showing all the dirt that they really are. See, blackness was a rug that we sewn. You know what I'm saying? Our rug that we sewn with our hands. We made that brand that they got to use because we was being typical. See, Black Americans are the Democratic Party of dark-skinned people. But we're stopping that because the natural course of a Black American, all American, is conservatism. It's patriotism. Now, you might ask me, well, you black, what are you conserving? I'm American. I want to conserve the right to have my kids grow up in the black communities without immigrants. My kids shouldn't be in the same facilities in proximities as a Caribbean, a Jamaican, a Mexican, a fucking Indian. I don't want to see that shit in my country. I don't want these people in my fucking country. I don't want Islamic and Muslims and communists in my fucking country. I want, even though I'm an atheist, I want an American. I don't know if you notice or not, but all these countries seem to have one thing in common. Two things in common. They rape women, don't respect women, and they rape and marry fucking children. And they eat dogs and shit. I don't want nobody from a culture in a country where cannibalism is normal, raping whole schools and villages and killing. I don't want we should have nothing in common with that savage, primitive shit. The Islam motherfuckers like to marry children. They pedophiles. Mexicans are pedophiles and weirdos. All Latinos are sexual deviants. Then you get all the Islam as sexual deviants and they fucking sing. I don't want that shit in my country. I'm conserving and preserving my American heritage, my American culture. That's what the fuck I'm conserving. And that's what the fuck you should be conserving. That's what we should be voting for. To make America less fucking immigrant. It's immigrant-y as fuck around here. There's 2 immigrants here around this motherfucker. And we gotta put a stop to that. We gotta slow that shit down completely. We gotta reverse the Immigration Act. We got to put a stop and reverse. We want fuck the Immigration Act. We want a deportation act of anybody who was not ethnic American within the last 60 years should be deported. If you came here after 1965 and you're not ethnic Black American, you should be deported. With a few exceptions, only the rich from their country should be in America. There's so many poor people, too many people from the bush, you know what I'm saying? And tree swingers and spear chuckers, monkey eating motherfuckers we allowed in this country. HIV spreading is too much. I don't want the racism. The only thing I'm progressive is the racism. And you know what I mean? I want to preserve the right for freedom, but I don't want immigrants getting those rights. I don't want immigrants getting them benefits. I want to conserve civil rights. That should be only for Black Americans. Everything we fight for, I want to conserve only for us. That's what I'm conserving. I don't want an immigrant getting shit because I don't get shit from an immigrant. America don't get shit from an immigrant. Immigrants just interfere, and cause distraction, and they fuck our country up. I don't want no immigrants in our countries. That's what I'm conserving. I don't want no immigrants in our politics. I don't want no immigrants in our communities owning those stores. I want America to be fucking Americans. That's what I'm conserving. I'm not progressive. I'm not a socialist. I don't want immigrants getting taxpayers' money. I don't want immigrants competing with Americans. I'm conserving that. They all must go. That's what I'm conserving. This is my country. This is not an immigrant's country. That's what I'm conserving. I don't want gay shit on TV. I don't want faggots reading to fucking children dressed as drag queens. All that democratic liberal shit is pervert, weirdo, immigrant shit. If you voting for a Democrat or you think you a Democrat, you a pervert, you a weirdo, and you a fucking immigrant. That is not the American party. They ain't do shit. That's the most racist fucking party. Don't be a liberal and don't be a Democrat if you a Black American. You want to conserve your right to be black, your right to freedom. You want everything we fought for, you want for us. That's a conservative, you didn't know. If you vote in Democrat, you voting for immigrants. You vote to support immigrants and to pay immigrants taxes and welfare. That's a fucking liberal. That's what we not. We want to pay less taxes. We don't want to fucking send US aid to fucking Africa and all these fucking countries. We don't want Africans in America. That's a conservative. Let me get back to it. 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and up into the 90s, it was all about being a patriot. That Democratic Party that has so many fucking parasites in, so many immigrants in. Now it's a fucking United Nations of fucking nations here. Now they're saying that this America was built by immigrants, which was a lie. And the only immigrants that helped build something for real was the European immigrants. It wasn't the Latinos. It wasn't the Africans. It wasn't the Caribbeans. They all came here not as equals. They came here as second-class citizens to be under white supremacy. They all left dark-skinned countries by dark-skinned people to be under what they like to call white people. And they like to say that, oh, we got the same, the white man's the enemy, because they like to deflect. See, this is what they do. When they're with us, they like to use the white man as a decoy so we can forget why the fuck they here. Why you worry about us? You worry about the white man. He oppressed y'all. He hang y'all. They always use our trauma against us. The white man is hanging y'all. The white man slaved y'all. But when we look at them, y'all slaved us, and y'all come to work for the white man. The white man is the reason why you got here. There's no fucking black people in them goddamn letting people win. Ain't no fucking black agencies trying to let y'all in. We would never give a fuck about y'all to let y'all in. That was y'all here to undermine us, work for lower pay, and keep the corporations afloat. Immigrants help corporations stay afloat, because without immigrants, we'll have higher wages, we have lower rent, we have lower mortgages. Y'all come here to spike shit and fuck shit up and fuck up the ecosystem that y'all not from. But where y'all from is so fucking beneath us, because y'all beneath us, that everything here is a win. See, Americans think about the collective. Black Americans think about the collective. Immigrants think for individualism. They would get here and don't want their own people coming here. Or some would get here and want to change America to their fucking third world country. That's why it's so much backlash now of who's really American. See, white people know that we at a place in America that where immigrants outnumber the American. Ellis Island, white people outnumber the real settlers and pioneers and the forefathers, descendants of this country. Thing is, black Americans outnumber African and Caribbean immigrants. White people know that white people will turn on this country like the Confederacy did. They know that they still have ties to Ireland or allegiance to the. See, everybody knows that black American only have one country, one flag. We don't fly flags like Africans. We don't fly flags like Caribbeans. We don't have dual allegiances. We don't have bi-ethnic allegiances. I'm saying we're a homogenous people, a homogenous culture who actually care about this country more than anybody. Everybody coming here thinking that they're going to play a part in white supremacy. The Latinos think they're going to play a part in white supremacy. Indians from India come here. Vivek Ramaswamy, they be racist. Kamala Harris, they get in the fit in with white people. The problem is white people don't ever want a fucking foreign face. They want America first. See, patriotism divides Pan-Africanism and it divides white supremacy. See, white supremacy and Pan-Africanism both revolves around black Americans. Africans, Caribbeans, Pan-African, all depend on American opportunities, privileges in our country. White supremacy, what I meant to say is black Americans unite white supremacy. We distract them from themselves. Keeps white people from turning on themselves. It hides their insecurities, not getting no bitches, not getting no pussy, and being nerds and dorks. And so you have a bunch of people from different countries like Mexicans, Indians who want to be white, Asians who all want to be white, but they will never be white, but they are pawns. And at the same time, these African and Caribbeans are also pawns, but they're distracting us from our goal. See, what FBA doing is making us focus on patriotism. We are from this country. When we say that, white people see this shit too. That's why we got FBA and ADOS. They had heritage Americans. The difference is they're not really heritage Americans. They're really descendants of Ellis Islanders. But what that does for everybody else, When they got a Mexican, okay, you can never be American because you can only be a Mexican. I was born here. It doesn't matter. You're not an American by blood. You're American by birth. We're not American by birth. We are American by blood. We are pre-Americans. We was in every chapter, every story, every page of this history. It's a difference. We are more American than everybody. We are more American than white people. We are more American than the Italian. We are more American than the Irish. We are more American than a goddamn Russian. We are a Russian American, a German, any type of hyphenated American. We are more American than all that because all we are is American. We don't have a hyphenated country. African American is not a real thing because we wasn't always called African Americans. And African American isn't a country hyphenated. It's a continent, which nobody else goes by that. You have Chinese Americans, you have Italian Americans, you have all these people tied to different nations. And no matter what, if you're from a hyphenated country, your allegiance is always to your native land, your homeland. This is our homeland. White people coming around to that.
Years later, the Negro is still languishing in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. Now, have you ever wondered what that passage meant from Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech? I did, and what I found was one of the biggest secrets that's not really a secret at all, except to many African Americans, is they are not descended from Africans. I know, I was shocked too, so much so that I asked Africans, and they agreed African Americans weren't Africans. If you don't believe me, Google Arnaldus Montanus America and see the people he saw in 1671. Read books like The Black American Handbook for Survival through the 21st Century by Radine Amin-Ra, What Every African American Should Know by Carrie Davis, and Africans and Native Americans by Jack Forbes. I just can't believe schools aren't teaching this stuff.
There was a paper
So you really made the point in your own comment that I wanted to speak about, which is
I know you're already there for thousands of years. San Francisco was there for thousands of years. Los Angeles was there for thousands of years. They were built by the indigenous people who were black and Indians as well. The black people, they weren't brought over by slaves. They are the original owners of America. Black people, African Americans. They don't come from Africa. They were already here.
Right, racists, we're going to address this again since the inferior people are struggling. Black Americans are the only indigenous people on this land. Melanated people are the only people around the world who are indigenous on every land, no matter their ethnic group. Uncivilized lands all have the same genetic connection. Melanated skin with varying shades of brown. And those groups are not connected to Africa, just like Black Americans aren't connected to Africans ethnically. The actual American Indian, known as the Black Americans, are the ethnic group of North America.
That's why Trump keep quoting us. It's for the babies of slaves. They're taking jobs from Black Americans. And people was offended by that. Nigga, Trump was right the whole time. Every time Trump bring us up, he mentions us in the correct context. See, context is important that Africans can't really conceptualize context. Like I said before, when they say like is enough for them. See, they come here and what they call racism that applies to us doesn't apply to them. And the difference is we are systematically left out, and we didn't immigrate to this country. We built this country. They came here willingly to leave their country where racism don't exist. See, we didn't have a choice in our oppression as opposed to they chose their oppressors. They could have chose UK oppressors in London. They could have chose German oppressors, but they chose the United States oppressors. In reality of it is, that's not a choice of oppression. That's a choice of servitude. When you agree to racism, you're no longer agreeing to racism because racism is what you oppose. It's not something you are voluntarily subdued to. Do you know what I'm saying? We didn't have a choice in this, and we rebel against this. We fight against this. We talk against this. See, we have oppression. They have an opportunity. See, they don't see us being oppressed. They see us having opportunities. Our threshold of respect and humanity is too high for them to understand. See, our floor level is their ceiling, right? So when we complain about, they're like, what you complaining about? You got everything you need. You got electricity. Even though we contribute to electricity, you got TVs, you got toilets, you got flushing water. This shit is amazing to them, but this is that's the minimum for us. That's the maximum for them. So when we say we going through racism, they don't see it as that. See, they always talk about how we from the ghetto and we the poorest in America, but we still way more richer than them. Even look. Even we the lowest in America, they like to say we the lowest, we the whatever we are in America, we still above them. We live better than their fucking rich people in Africa. We live better than our people in the projects live better than their doctors. And you know what I'm saying? Our people who work at McDonald's live better than they people who fucking work as doctors in their country. Our slums got water, electricity, toilets. Nigga, our slave shacks was better than they fucking villages. We always live better than them. There's not a point in time in our American history, starting in the 1400s, that we didn't live better than them now. We live better than them during the peak of slavery. We live better than they live today. See what I'm saying? So it's no comparison. It's no comparison. Our oppression to them is not oppression at all. It's a fucking walk in the park. Nothing to complain about. It's all done. Life can't get no better than how we living in America. It doesn't fucking matter. The word nigger doesn't bother them. It doesn't mean nothing. They'd rather be called a nigger than have to shit in the street or to smell shit in the street or have to eat rats or eat albinos. Only thing they wish they could do is fuck children. But that's the only setback about America. They can't fuck children and take pussy and spread AIDS. That's the only thing they mad about. If they can spread AIDS and fuck children, they would. If they could fuck children and rape bitches, heaven couldn't be better for them. Heaven could wait. What Michael Jackson say? If the angels came to take me from this earth, that shit would be better than heaven. If they could have all the American amenities, fuck children and take pussy like they do in their own country, like the Zorro fucking parades and all that Zorro Fest and all that weird shit they got. It would get no better. Oh, if they could eat people too? Oh. Nigga, if they could eat people, rape bitches, and fuck children, nigga, I'm telling you, nigga, heaven would be the slums to them. Nigga ain't nothing better than a white God and a heavenly America. Nigga, ain't nothing better. It's only 3 setbacks. They can't eat people. No, 4 setbacks. They can't spread AIDS and rape bitches and rape children, and they can't eat people. That's the only thing. Like, think about it as an American. Would you move somewhere that's racist? Would you, like, we wouldn't go somewhere that's racist. We avoid that shit. These people don't see racism as a factor because they don't mind being under white supremacy. They don't mind being ruled by white people because they don't contribute. See, they think white people invented everything. I said this before too, but we can actually contribute to this motherfucker. Like electricity, the technology, everything. We got a hand in everything. Our DNA is in everything. So we feel we deserve more than what we fucking getting, as opposed to them. They don't deserve shit because they didn't give nobody shit. They didn't contribute shit to society. They didn't invent no fucking microphones. They didn't invent no instruments. They didn't invent no genres of music worth listening. They ain't contribute to entertainment. They didn't contribute nothing to the medical field or technology. With the 500 years, they didn't contribute shit to technology or the medical field. And if they did, they got trained in America, HBCU or fucking Ivy League schools, and we built both of them. See what I'm saying? Everything an African Caribbean or Asian Indian contributed to America, they got it from America. They didn't bring nothing new to this country. Everything, I'm talking about all the technology came from America. I know Japan doing anything with their technology, but they didn't create shit. They made shit better, yes. Matter of fact, they took shit a little further probably, yes. But the original ideas came from Black America and white America. White people just stole our ideas and sold it and patented and all that shit. But Africans, Caribbeans, they didn't contribute shit. That's why they are here, to be fucking helpers, to be fucking CNAs, to be maids, to be nurses and nannies and all that helper shit. And they ain't even good at that. They lousy as fuck. They be scamming CNA degrees and nurse degrees and shit, killing people and shit. They here they kill us. Look, they come here and they come to kill us. It's all types of shit, but they don't contribute shit. They make everything fucking worse. They came to be subservient. That's their purpose in life. That's their lot in life. It's never to lead shit. It's to be subservient. And I believe they belong at the fucking bottom. I believe all immigrants belong at the fucking bottom of America. Like by law, by legally. You shouldn't get no leadership in America. They shouldn't own no property. They shouldn't own no businesses here. They should only be here to fucking work. If America was smart, they will make black and white the only people in leadership and make everybody else, the Indians, the Chinese, the Koreans, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, all these motherfuckers should be beneath us because they can't make America great. They didn't contribute nothing to the greatness of this country or society.
The people who keep saying make America great again, and that's y'all ideology, even though y'all don't know when America was great in the first place. But here's when America was great. When y'all wasn't fucking here. Let's go back to that.
In order for America to be great, black and white must be at the top. Mostly black. Anything we go, we make better. We contribute. Anywhere other people go, they just participate. It's a different type of DNA, different type of program we running. See what I'm saying? We are the cheat code. We are the fucking cheat code. And that's just the facts of reality. Secret ingredients. That's just who we are. That's who we've always been. That's all we could be. They don't mold and shape culture. They don't have no political voice. Nobody gives a fuck about what they say or what they do. That's why they all want to leave and come to where we at. They want to be a part of something as opposed to we want to pioneer something. Like think about hip hop. Think about the Puerto Ricans. They liked our shit so much. They started claiming they was pioneers. On top of that, they even made fucking reggaeton out of it. See what I'm saying? Nobody creates or invent or do shit. Nigga, we are the pioneers of everything. We are pioneers and they are participators. Big difference. Pioneers and participants don't even think alike. It's not even the same type of IQ. It's not even the same type of ideology, my nigga. They want to repeat the same shit. We want to invent some new shit. We want to do some better shit. That's why hip hop sucks. That's why R&B sucks. Because we got all these half breeds, white mother having motherfuckers, and all these African and Jamaicans coming in our culture, not creating nothing new. They're just recycling that was already done. That's why you got all these weird ass light skinned bitches in our music, and they can't even fucking sing. Can't nobody sing no more. Can nobody hold a fucking note no more. Now it's all this harmonies and shit, but it's not even real harmonies. It's no runs and nothing. This shit is just dry. Everybody's fucking dry because they're participants. They're not pioneers. Black Americans is a pioneering culture. We create, they participate. It doesn't matter what we going through. In their eyes, nigga, y'all still winning. Like, fuck the lynching, fuck the KKK. Y'all still winning. They'd rather go through our oppression than go through their own oppression in their own country. They'd rather deal with our white oppressors than to deal with their own tribal oppressors. Racism don't exist. Where tribalism exists and classism exists, but racism don't. So they came here to comply with racism and to be a subject of racism. They came to be second, third class, fourth class citizens on a totem pole. Black Americans telling everybody, fuck y'all, we are better than every immigrant. We are the only Americans here, and fuck equal rights. See, we fight for equal rights here. That's what we did. That was the generation before us. The difference between my generation and my mom's generation and my dad's generation and his dad's generation and so on is, okay, my great-great-grandfathers was under Jim Crow in Reconstruction. My grandfather grew up from the South under Jim Crow, Reconstruction. Hate white people, right? Hate them. Like I'm saying, first time I heard of crackers was with my grandfather. But same with my grandma. My grandma wasn't racist though, but she came up under Jim Crow, moved up north because, the Great Migration, right? My mom generation and my dad generation was the crack epidemic, so it fucked them up, right? So it's a disconnect between the civil rights, Jim Crow, and my generation, the crack baby gangbanging generation. The problem is we not selling crack no more and we not gangbanging no more. Our attitudes is different. It's a disconnect from all that Jesus shit, all that. It wasn't as many Africans and Caribbeans coming here during my grandparents' era. My grandparents ain't grow up with no fucking Caribbeans or Africans. I didn't either, but now I'm seeing them more. See what I'm saying? And my daughter is growing up with them, but it's not the same. See, they like to say that we are KKK and we sound like white people. No, we sound like Americans. We sound like patriots. White people sound like patriots in America. They don't want outsiders. Even if they have racism with us, that's fine. America was built on racism. It's two forms of pies. It's apple pie and it's sweet potato pie. That's Black American. I'm as American as sweet potato pie. White supremacy doesn't concern an African or Caribbean or Asian or Mexican. No. Y'all came here to be racist. Africans are racist towards Black Americans because we're not the same race. But now on our ethnicity is going to be our race. We're not doing it. See, we control our narrative. We don't let people tell our narrative. See, Africans let people name them, let people disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? If white people said it, it's the rule. We challenge white people. We challenge definitions. When we control our own narrative, they call us liars. See what I'm saying? Because the white people didn't tell them the fucking truth. White people say something, they shut the fuck up. See, when we tell the truth, they see it as hate because they are liars and they depend on lies. They need us to be African. See, white supremacy and Pan-Africanism kind of similar, but they're different. But I'm going to tell you how they're similar. They both need Black Americans to claim Africa because one is still in our land and don't want us to have our natural birthright in this country to be the top class of this country because we deserved it. We were stolen from. And one need us to be Africans so they can have some authority and a bridge and open door as they come here and parasite off us. Both parasite off us. Now, white supremacy had slavery. They started slavery. Pan-Africans, African descendants from the country that's here, the Benedict Arnolds and the fucking traders are descendants of slave traders too. Pan-Africans sold slaves. White American had slaves and bought slaves. See the comparison? Both revolve around us. Everything in America revolves around us. The culture revolves around us. The history revolves around us. The law revolves around us. Don't nothing matters if we not in it. Whether the politicians, the left and the right, it revolves around us. The Democratic Party need us as a base. Because they have no merit. Because none of them are Americans. The gays don't have a plight. They use Black American plight. Everybody in the use our plight, our slavery, our oppression. Because they don't have our oppression. They come here to escape their own oppression from their country. Like I said before, our oppressors are their liberators. The fake out is us waking up to realizing that these people ain't our people. They're not Americans and we are. Now we signed to KKK. None of them even know how a KKK sound. None of them even have family that heard of KKK. None of them even have KKK stories. All my grandparents got KKK stories. They don't know how a KKK fucking sound without the fucking movies, without reading the books. They don't have the epigenetics of the hate that we have because they comply. There's nothing like KKK in their family. In their countries. In fact, when they leave, how come Nigerians don't say we sound like Boko Haram? See what I'm saying? How come Ethiopians don't say we sound like ISIS? Why we gotta sound like KKK? Why we gotta sound like our oppressors? What about your oppressors? How about the oppressor that you was and your family is? How come we don't sound like that? See, whether racism exists between Black Americans and white Americans, we still are Americans. We're gonna sound alike. Now why? Because we was here. White people been here since 1492. We always been here, but we was together from 1492 up until now. That means we had a lot of eras together. We had slavery, we had Civil War, we had the Revolutionary War, Vietnam, we had Reconstruction, we had Prohibition, we had the 50s, the 60s, we had all this. We had segregation, we had desegregation, we fought together. See, a lot of people want to use white people as if they're just enemies to us. No, white people fought for us. During liberation, it was liberators, white liberators. White people fought with us and for us. White people marched with us. Wasn't no Africans or no Caribbeans. So when you see, they just, as I'm saying, they don't have the depth of understanding to know that what they be saying. They say white people because they're racist. And they want to use our racist trauma against us. You know what I'm saying? All white people ain't bad people. It's just the white supremacy that are. It's just a very few. But there are more good white people than there are good Africans or Caribbeans. In America, there are more good white Americans. There are Africans in Africa that's good. Because all y'all parasites, all y'all scammers. And what I don't get about this Haitians is Haitians act like as if we own some type of Y'all brought HIV to our communities. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? We should hate y'all. Y'all acting like, oh, y'all hate us. See, they deflecting. We don't hate them. We ain't the KKK, because KKK would have bombed some shit. KKK would have been hanging shit. KKK would have had them niggas in the swamps. Nothing we did or saying is like KKK. But this is the thing about America. This is the thing about black Americans. Once we speak it, our words become the culture. We can make songs about these people. We can make a whole movement about these people to make the whole world hate these people. See what I'm saying? We have that power. Think about it when they say we have no power. Our power, just ignoring them and doing nothing is driving these motherfuckers in the tizzy. Us just saying, you know what? We not y'all not us that got these motherfuckers in the tizzy because they depend on us. They depend on our civil rights. They depend on our HBCUs. They depend on our hip hop. They depend on our entertainment. They depend on our agency, our representation. Because no one will fight for them.
Essentially, what I believe is the delineation of black American threatens our status as non-FBAs because of the things that, black Americans has fought for. So the moment you delineate, it makes us feel a little bit, like we don't have that foundational group that we can like tether to try to get further in life. We're trying to align ourselves with white supremacy and, to be able to get ahead. And we need you guys to do that. And if you delineate, then we lose that.
But don't you think, in saying that, and I appreciate your honesty, so in knowing that, would it behoove you to behave a little bit better? Not saying we're going back, that shit over with, but I'm just saying in theory, would it behoove you to behave a little bit better?
I acknowledge this stuff, which is why I know it. I'm just answering the question to why the non-FBAs is a whole thing. That's just my opinion. This is why they think this way. This is why, they're doing it, why they're upset about the delineation aspect.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been a one-sided relationship. It's been kind of narcissistic, and it would be just like any other domestic relationship where it's one-sided, it's narcissistic, the person is drained, the energy's gone. You got to move away. And go ahead.
Could you imagine if, you were applying for a job and it said FBA black and then African as one of the things you can select? We wouldn't want that. We would want it to continuously say black because we can get the benefits of DEI. We can get the benefits of things that black Americans, fought for back in the day, even though we didn't really fight for anything because we're just now getting here. Well, technically, like I said, all four of my grandparents were born here. My dad is the only one that was kind of born out of the country, but yeah, it's kind of like weird. That's why we don't like the delineation aspect of it.
When they get hung and shit, stabbed, like all these lately stabbings, those not black Americans. These are immigrants. Nobody cares. When cops kill them, well, nobody cares. White people don't give a fuck about them. Now, black Americans give a fuck about them. Now, nobody gives a fuck about them. And it's not enough of them to stick together. Immigrants don't stick together. Mexicans ain't gonna stick for no fucking or march for no fucking Asians. Ethiopians ain't gonna march for no fucking Nigerians. That's not how it works. We are the glue to everything. We are the glue to Pan-Africanism. We are the glue to white supremacy. But now that we saying fuck all that, we are Americans. Now the dynamics change. And see, we defined ourselves. Like I said before, all that bi-ethnic shit and us accepting, we define who's black and what's black and not now. Now they up in the tizzy. We not black, I'm not black. Since when did y'all become black? What year did Africans decide to become black? What year did Caribbeans decide to become black? And if there wasn't in America, would they even be black? Blackness started in America. South Africans copied us, and fucking them Britons, them Africans in Britain are trying to be black. They would call us African American, but call themselves black Brits. See the swap? Everybody depends on us, use us. Everybody want to be American, but say that we not from America. See what I'm saying? When we say the truth, they say we hate. When we hold them accountable, they say that's hate. When we say we want what's your merit, it's hate. When we start comparing the fucking scoreboard, it's hate. It's division. We was never united with y'all. And we didn't ask y'all to be in our communities or our spaces or our culture. The white man put y'all there to work for them and undermine us at the same time. Y'all come here and work for cheap labor, right? It makes them rich, but it makes us unemployed. It makes our wages go down. Now we got to compete with immigrants. Think about this. Why would we want to unite with people who are enemy, the white government and white supremacy in our government, place these people in our communities against our will without telling us, without asking us? Why would we want to unite with these people who use their skin as camouflage? Because black doesn't mean a certain skin type. Black means culture. Black means historical people of America. Historical, foundational, and constitutional black Americans, right? It's not about skin tone. It's about lived experience in the epigenetics of a certain people that was here and diluted. Why we want to unite with people who come to dilute our dollar, to dilute our bloodline, to dilute our power, to dilute our frustrations, to dilute our reparation arguments, to misdirect, to dilute, to interfere, cause division, to dilute our fucking message of love and unity amongst us? Why would we want to unite with that? God didn't unite us. The devil did. If it wasn't for these crackers playing interference and treasonous games, we would never have contact with Africans. We would have never knew them. We have zero in common until the white people put these people in our country, in our communities, in our schools, in our spaces, in our business, in our music, in our culture. That shit didn't happen organically. They was put in our communities, in our country, just like crack cocaine was, just like HIV did. In fact, they used them to spread HIV among us. HIV came from Africa and Haiti. Who they put in our community? Africans and fucking Haitians. Everywhere you track these Africans at, HIV is high in America. Why would we want to unite with people who being used to kill us, disenfranchise us, divide us, misdirect us, confuse us? We are better alone. The unity with black Americans is more powerful than to unite with 1 billion Africans, with all the Caribbeans. It's better for us to unite with smaller numbers. See, it's not about numbers. It's about the quality of people. And these immigrants are the poorest of the quality of people. They come from desperation. They come from backstabbing and treachery. We don't come from that. Our origin story ain't theirs. Our struggle under oppression ain't the same as theirs. Our struggle of resistance and perseverance ain't the same as theirs. They don't have perseverance. They have fleeing. They leave their country. We stay, we build, we fight. They got a country to run to. We would never run from our country. They could bomb this motherfucker today. They could nuclear this motherfucker. We still gonna be here while they are fleeing. They not loyal to this country. They not loyal to us. Can't nobody be loyal to us who's not loyal to our soil. They tell us every time. They show their flags. They try to fucking conquer us with their culture. They cause confusion. Why would we want to unite with people like that? That's detriment to us and beneficial to them. Only they gain. They gain all types of shit. Not only from us, and they gain from our taxpayers' money, the government favoritism and priority. They get all types of backdoor shit we don't know about. On top of the shit they get from us, they're double dipping. They benefit from us in our struggle. We fight and protect them while they backstabbing us and getting shit from the white devil that they throw in our face and say we acting like. Why would we want to unite with the tools of white supremacy? Look at all immigrants as tools of white supremacy. The first tools was the Irish. They'd rather pay the Irish than pay the free slaves or the freemen, right? Then came the Italian. They'd rather pay the Italians than pay the people who had all the skills. Low-wage Europeans. Then the same thing with every group. The Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans. They all come to take the dollars and compete with us. Why would we want to unite with people that came to compete with us? Every immigrant group comes here to compete with us. They don't come to compete with white people. They don't threaten white people positions. They come to threaten ours. Why would we want to unite with motherfuckers like that? The parasite. Why would us as hosts want to unite with the parasite? Nah, nigga, we not the KKK. Pan-Africans and immigrants are here on the behalf of KKK. White supremacy got you in here. We ain't the CIA. The CIA vetted y'all before y'all came here. The government let y'all in. Y'all work for the government. We stand up to the government. We fight the power. Y'all have nothing like that. Y'all all come here to comply and undermine, and now it's no more use for you because the white population is shrinking too dramatically. They want pure white people. It's not enough in Europe. It's not enough in America. Now it's too many fucking Latinos. It's too many goddamn Indians. It's too many people that's breeding with these white people who want to fuck up their ideology, because we would never respect a half-breed white person. We don't respect white people, but we think less of a half Indian, half white person, or a half African, half white person, or a half Mexican, half white person. We would never bow down to that shit. We don't bow down to white shit. Pure white shit. We've been fighting them all our lives. Listen, I can't tell you how many times I was about to get fired from my fucking job because I don't give a fuck about no manager or no fucking authority. I have no, see what I'm saying? As opposed to, I'm gonna tell you a story. Because I just stopped trucking and shit. And this white man, I was late, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it, I was late. White man's going, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call corporate. Give a fuck about corporate. But so what happened was, I got there, his wife told me, okay, I got there at 5 p.m. I'm supposed to be there at 4. She said, oh, she was pregnant. Some shit's like, yo, not pregnant. She had a C-section. She was like, oh, I had a C-section. Can you stay here at 6 in the morning? My boss said, your boss ain't my boss. I'm not staying at 6 in the morning. I'm going home. So she told the guy on the phone, some white motherfucker, he came here an hour later, you know what I'm saying? And Pete, I was in New York. He said, this Connecticut guy saying you got to go home to Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going home. So I get back to the truck. The motherfucker comes. I'm like, yeah. What you saying? Little white motherfucker. I said, what you saying? He's like, I only way you talking to my baby mother or some shit. Is the mother of his child. I said, who, her? She's like, yeah. I said, ma'am, was I being disrespectful to you? She said a little bit. Now I'm mad now. So now I'm like, I jumped down. I'm like, fuck it, man. This your girl. What's up? He runs. I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to call corporate. I was like, well, fuck about corporate. See, I would lose my job if a cracker played with me. African would never do that. They would never I don't give a fuck. I could lose a nigga. I don't give a fuck. They can't afford not to give a fuck because they can't go back to where they come from because they traded people. Like, think about these Haitians who got to go back. You know why they cry? Because they turned on them people. And and them people, they're waiting for them. No, they got that 2,600. They got to up that. Them people ain't receiving that, man. They got to up everything. When they come there, they're getting stripped of everything. They're getting robbed. They're getting butt naked. The woman that's here who got to go back, they're getting that pussy took. They got to give it up. There is nothing to protect them. There is no black Americans to protect them. And it's funny how they want to say that, oh, they compete with us on our land and talk about us, but when we move the goalposts to their country, they want to get quiet and say, why are you comparing them to us? Because they're you. Why are you dividing yourself from your people? Don't compare yourself, your 1% elite who are fucking cab drivers to our base heads who are, you know what I'm saying, our 10% or whatever percent are base heads, and then get mad when I compare your whole fucking island, your old country, to my whole country, which is America. So with that being said, man, fuck these people. Fuck these buys. Fuck people who date motherfucking other ethnicities. Fuck people who have kids by them. It's a new day now. And I feel sorry for the mulattoes and the mixed people because y'all not no longer black. We taking black back. We're redefining blackness. We got our own narrative. We control the narrative. White people don't tell us shit. We correct white people. Y'all don't. Immigrants don't challenge white people. Asians don't challenge them. Indians won't challenge them. Africans won't challenge them. Indians don't challenge them. Only black Americans challenge. Like I was challenging that AI. AI is fucking stupid. Grok is fucking stupid. We know more than these people. But when we tell it, we're lying. Nigga, we are Indians. Nigga, our history didn't start from 1619. Our history didn't start from 1492. Our history started, we was goddamn Indians who was invaded and was colonized, and our country is still colonized. Africa's not colonized. Maybe South Africa, that's colonized. Jamaica's not colonized. See, they was conquered, but they wasn't colonized. See, Haiti wasn't colonized. There's no white people there. There's no white people in this country, but there's white people in my country because I'm still being colonized. So when they say colonizers, everybody in America is a fucking colonizer who are not black American, who are not the indigenous people. So that being said, man, fuck all these people. He's standing on business, and no matter what they call us. See, one more thing. They calling us KKK. They calling us racist now. What they fail to realize is we have that experience and we have that DNA. to get racist as fuck. We know how to do it better than anybody. We got the playbook. Now, in a minute, it's about to get violent. Like, Black Americans, we ain't being violent. We'll promote violence. But once we start telling our kids, don't hang with their kids, which I'ma do, because they told their children not to hang with us, which is the same what white people did. White people told their children don't hang with us. Now we're going to flip the script. Now we're going to say they're not Americans. They can't come in our house. You know what I'm saying? We start rejecting their kids. When we start closing doors at HBCUs and opportunities, once we start gatekeeping at jobs, once we start locking these people out, it's really going to be bad for them. Because check it out. All these communities, Asian communities, these Caribbean communities, these African communities, where these people are, in high numbers at, all the government got to do is say, we not funding these people no more. And just like that, they're in poverty. Because they never built nothing. See, we built things just despite the government. We had success despite the government. None of them have. All of them depend on governments. All of them are scammers. All of them are liars. All of them got fake degrees. See, we get degrees, we got to get it the long way. Ain't no shortcuts for us. Ain't no back doors for us. We built 1,000 towns fresh out of fucking slavery. We built schools, and we the only ones who built despite white people and with white people and for white people. Everybody else came here to paint walls and sweep. They're not the builders of nothing. No immigrant is a builder of nothing. The only other civilization I can respect is Japan and a little bit of China. Everybody else is a fucking parasite who can't build nothing. And the only reason why Japan and China has any type of ingenuity is because America rather give it to them than give it to Black Americans to build this country and make it. So I'm saying, to give our secrets away, now we got competition. Nigga, the computer wasn't invented by no fucking Chinese or no fucking Asian. The AC wasn't invented by no fucking Asian. The gear shift, the helicopter, the airplane, the refrigerator wasn't built by no fucking Asian. See what I'm saying? We the innovators of that. The cell phone, the telephone invented by no fucking Asian. See what I'm saying? If America wanted to keep America rich and strong, they would have prioritized the Black American, and now they're getting it now. And only we can save America. But with that being said, man,
white people concerned about the fact that it's looking like America is no longer going to be majority white in the very near future. If that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. I don't really take any issue with it. My thing would be if America was no longer run by a majority of white people. Who is the best people to be in charge of a new America? And my vote would be Black Americans. See, what a lot of white people don't realize is Black Americans being in charge of this country would be the best chance you got of still being treated fairly. Because if you notice, if you don't get your head all caught up in racist ideology, if you ask Black folks how they feel about white folks, the general answer is usually they could do them as long as they don't affect me doing me. Truthfully, I could see if Black folks were more prominent in positions of power, this has got to be one of the only groups of people who would want to get something for themselves without taking anything away from anybody else. And that's truthfully how I've always seen it to be. Black people don't want to ruin shit for anybody else. Black people don't want to take something over and exclude everybody else that wants a piece of the pie. I think if government was majority Black, I think if more police in prominent cities were majority Black, it'd be kind of like the way things are now, just reverse. You get pulled over driving while white, it'd be like, it's cool, I can see that you're white, you were going over the speed limit. Cooperate with us, everything's gonna be straight. You give them an attitude, you move erratically, and then they start fucking you up, and then the white people are gonna be like, it's because I was white. And the Black police are gonna be like, it's not because you're white, you're going over the speed limit, then you started acting threatening towards us. You see all these other white people that we left alone because they cooperated with us. I'm being lightly humorous, but I'm really not. There are other cultures that would turn America into another country, just out of faith to their own culture. They would want their culture to be the predominant culture in America. Black and white Americans are the most comparable in terms of American culture, and in fact, so much of Black culture became American culture. If America could no longer be run by a majority of white folks, I think Black folks would be the natural transition. Like I said, especially because when you look at Black success, you really just don't see an aim to ruin anybody else's success, take anything away from anybody else. When Black men and women achieve real success, you notice the less concerned they are with anything white people or any other culture has going on. But so many other ethnicities and so many other cultures are much more concerned with a us versus them mentality.